There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, everybody, welcome in. Monday Night Sports Talk is back after a very long... We had a summer break. We'll call it that. We'll call it a summer break here. Steve and I are here with the sports director who's talking to me. Shipping off to Boston. We are here in Worcester, Massachusetts, as we always have filmed our Apollo podcast here. So we are now joined, by the way, let's turn that music down, be done with that. We're joined by a member of the Worcester Red Sox, Mike Antonellis. Mike, thank you for joining us here on this podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do with the Woo Sox?
Yeah, I'm one of the 50 radio and TV broadcasters.
Okay,
There's a bunch of
nice.
us. It's a joke and little inside because there's so many of us. So yeah, I'm one of the radio TV broadcasters. Yeah, great group of guys that I work with. That some of them I've known before. I worked in Worcester. We worked in other places, so they're good friends too, which is great. So yeah, it's a fantastic gig.
Yeah, that sounds great, man. You know, as always, knowledge is new to us here at News Talk New England, but I've been doing this. Tomorrow, actually, is my 10-year anniversary breaking into sports. I started a newspaper, online blogging, then eventually now I'm a play-by-play broadcaster like you are. I used to do TV and radio for the Worcester Red Sox, so I'm trying to get on your level. I love what you do, and I really appreciate it. Obviously, we also have Tyler Murray, Jim Kane, all those guys over there. So let's talk a little bit about the Woo Sox. I just saw, I think it was either today or yesterday on what was now called X, used to be called Twitter, that three guys are coming up from Portland, and now they are with the Worcester Red Sox. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's things have changed in the minor leagues, I think, over the last probably 10 to 15 years, where guys at the lowest of levels are now big-time players. We've been hearing about Marcelo Meyer, Kyle Teal, and Roman Anthony since they were drafted. Red Sox fans know who they are. They've been waiting and waiting and waiting for them to get to the big leagues. Now they're finally one step away. I had a chance to go up to Portland and watch them. They're the top three prospects in the system in order, 1, 2, 3, Meyer, Teal, and Anthony, and all coming up together. They're friends. They pretty much have gone through each level together, and they're going to have a chance to go from to get drafted, to go to A-ball, double-A, triple-A, and then to the big leagues, and maybe they'll all go together. But Tuesday, as we record this, Tuesday at Polar Park is going to be a huge day. We expect all three will be in the lineup.
Now, are they playing Rochester this upcoming home series?
Lehigh Valley.
Lehigh
which
Valley,
is
okay.
The Iron Pigs.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, can you tell us a little bit about what we fans can expect to see over this Tuesday to Sunday series against Lehigh Valley?
I mean, it's going to be crazy, filled with the big three. That's what their nickname. They already have a nickname in the minor leagues. People call them the big three. Tristan Casas is rehabbing. Vaughn Grissom, who was on a rehab assignment, got activated and then sent back to Worcester. Offensively, it's going to be one of the best teams in AAA, in all of AAA. So I think the fan excitement to see these new players is going to be on display right away. Yep.
So obviously, you know Tyler Murray. He's gone to not just the Worcester Red Sox. He's gone to Boston. Like he posted on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. He posted that he's gone to Anaheim. He went to Detroit this season to cover the Boston Red Sox. Have you ever had an opportunity to cover the big team?
Yes, a few times. I've done about 5 to 6 spring training games.
Okay.
And then a couple of years ago, I did the pre and post at Fenway for a whole weekend. And I did a game with Rob, Joe, I was in the back, but they kind of worked me in the whole game. So yes, but not the level that Tyler has. I've known Tyler for a long time, but he's like a brother to me, so I couldn't be happier for him. And Cooper, who's done some stuff with the Red Sox. Jim Kane is just did stuff for ESPN.
Wow.
Jay Burnham, one of our other broadcasters, is the voice of UMass. We have 2 female sideline reporters, Natalie Norrie, Laura Stickles. They're doing stuff on Nesson. So it's a star-studded cast that we have. So we all support each other. Really, we're all good friends, and we're all trying to get to a different level. And when someone does, we're just we're happy for them. It's like family.
Mike Antonellis, radio and TV play-by-play broadcaster for the Worcester Red Sox, joining us here on Monday Night Sports Talk, presented by M&T Bank here on News Talk New England. So why don't you I just told you guys, I don't know if it was off air, on air, I just told you tomorrow, Tuesday, August 13th, we my 10-year anniversary of breaking into sports. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? Where did you start?
Many moons ago. I look a lot older than I am. I've been in professional baseball for 28 years.
Wow.
But I started doing Milford Legion baseball 1995. And I was the number 2 guy there. They had a guy. I just knocked on their door because I knew that they carried baseball. That's what I wanted to do. So they let me I did an internship there, and they let me do a couple of innings, and I made tapes off of those 2 years. Then I landed an internship in Virginia in 1997. I made $600 a month, but I could not be happier.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in pro ball. The guy that hired me is still my best friend to this day. He stayed a year. He even told me within the first few months, I don't want to be here next year, so if you do a good job, this will be your gig. So I was like, who's this guy? This guy's a weird... But it ended up, we became good friends, and I stayed there, and then I moved around. In 2005, I landed in Portland, Maine. I grew up in Mass, so I had a chance to work for Red Sox affiliate, and I spent 15 years there.
Wow.
And I was in constant contact with Pawtucket, with Bill Wanless. I would always send Bill things. I filled in a few times, and then Bill just called me. Great timing Bill had. February 2020, and the day I moved here, everything got shut down. So my 1 year in Pawtucket was no baseball, but we served food on the ballpark at McCoy Stadium that year. So I was a waiter my first year in AAA, and then I just moved with the team. It all kind of worked out.
So did you ever call a game for the Pawtucket Red Sox?
I did. I did in 13. I did 3 games. 3 separate times I did fill-in work. 13, 16, and 19. In 13 it was 1 series. 16 and 19 it was about 9 or 10. So yes, I did. So
Sorry.
yeah,
That's very, very interesting to know.
yeah, it worked out.
Sure.
I mean, it was the 50th anniversary of the team in 2020.
Right.
But there was positives that came out of it too.
Now, did the team play in 2020? Obviously, you just mentioned COVID. It shut everything down.
Yeah, so we had something that we called Sim City. The Red Sox had the COVID rules that year in the big leagues were completely different. They let each organization have a bunch of guys that played in a park close to their affiliate. So Pawtucket housed 25 to 30 guys,
Wow.
and they played against each other. So they did intra-squad games, and we asked the Red Sox, could we broadcast these? Because we were bored. I mean, and they were like, yeah. And Chaim Bloom was a big supporter of it. He came a lot. So yeah, we called these games on Facebook and X, and it was fun. We had to sit in separate booths, but we made the best of it. And then when we moved to Worcester, I mean that whole thing was just incredible. Like walking around downtown, walking through the ballpark when it was just a shell. I've never seen anything like that. It was pretty cool.
Now, I came to Worcester in 2022, so it was the second year of the Worcester Red Sox. I've never got to experience Pawtucket Red Sox. What was the feeling for you when the team announced we're moving from Pawtucket to Worcester. Was it disappointing? Were you excited for a new chapter? What was it like?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for being a Massachusetts, I mean, you never like to see what happens to any of the teams that lost teams, but what happened was Major League Baseball kind of stepped in. Minor League Baseball used to have its own government, so to speak,
Okay.
where they had their own president. Major League Baseball just said, listen, we want to step in, we want our facilities, we want things different. So they put in a lot of mandates. Pawtucket had to kind of honor update their stadium. That cost of that was going to be a lot. That's why Larry Lucchino and Dr. Charles wanted a new ballpark, because
Yeah.
instead of renovating, some teams were asked today to put $8 to $10 million into the, so instead of doing that.
Wow.
But the state just didn't want to do anything. The city didn't want to do it. It was a tough, so they were kind of forced to move, and Worcester blew them away. But Larry was really willing to make it work in Rhode Island. It just didn't. And you know what? That happens. Things happen. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll get something down the road. But, I mean, this couldn't have been any better spot. I mean, this I've never seen a minor league ballpark like Polar Park.
Oh, yeah, it's
just
amazing.
ridiculous.
It really
Yeah.
is a very nice place. Once again, folks, Mike Antonellis, radio and TV play-by-play broadcast for the Worcester Red Sox joining us here. Monday Night Sports Talk, presented by M&T Bank here on News Talk New England. So, we talked about Tyler Murray. He went to Anaheim for a series, Detroit for a series. He's also done hockey.
Yeah.
Remember, he did Big East hockey, I think it's
Yes.
called. What have you done anything outside of baseball when it comes to play-by-play?
Yeah, I've done pretty much all the sports.
Oh, yeah?
I've done college basketball. When I was in Maine, I did basketball, hockey, football. I did all of them. Jay Burnham, who I mentioned, who works with us as well, I was his sideline reporter for a few years at UMass.
Nice. I
love that. Watching football from the sideline at any level is really fun. So, yeah, I don't want to say that those sports are easier. They're easier in the sense that you don't have a lot of time to fill because it's so fast-paced. The issue with those sports sometimes, if a lot of those UMass games were pretty bad by halftime, it's hard as a play-by-play guy. In the fast sports to fill, in baseball, it's not as bad because you can tell stories. It's,
Right,
it's
exactly
just, it's
right.
different.
Yes.
So, with baseball, you really have to love the game, I think, first, and then broadcaster second. That's kind of my thing. I love the game first. I feel like I'm a baseball guy that announces baseball instead of an announcer that calls baseball, kind of that way. But yeah, they're all fun, and anytime I see Tyler if I'm in a bar or a restaurant, I see him on this, and I take a snapshot of him and text it to him right away
Nice,
just
nice.
to
Yeah,
just to annoy him. Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
I
That's
like
pretty
to do
cool.
that, yeah.
I'd love to hear that. So, again, I've been doing this 10 years. You've been doing it much longer than me, obviously. So, is there one moment that you're just like, I couldn't believe this is happening? Like last fall, we covered Boston College, and I said on Facebook, if you asked me in 2019 if I ever had the chance to cover Boston College football, I'd tell you, you're nuts. It never happened. And now here I am. Is there a moment like that for you where you were like, wow, this is really happening right now?
Constantly. Yeah.
Constantly,
Yeah.
really.
Still. A few years ago, the Red Sox used to let the minor league teams play a game at Fenway.
Really?
Called Futures at Fenway.
Okay.
So in Portland, I was able to call 3 games from Fenway.
Wow.
That was pretty remarkable. But I will say, and I don't, this will hurt all my baseball people, and I know my dad would not be happy if he heard me say this, but UMass played at Notre Dame, and I got to be on the sidelines for that. That
Awesome,
was
that's great.
goosebumps, very emotional, like, holy crap. Like,
Yep,
you
yep.
know how many millions of people would want to be in my shoes?
Exactly. I
So
feel
that was pretty cool. And just, there's a lot of, I was 13 in 1986. That was one of my favorite Red Sox teams. That,
Oh, yes,
of
that's
course,
right.
Right. The Buckner.
Bill
Yeah.
Buckner, that's right.
I've gotten to interact with a lot of those Red Sox players. Rich Gedman, who was on that team, Jim Rice. We've had a lot of them at Polar Park. And there are times when it's like, oh my God, I got, this guy, Dwight Evans, I was 13. Like, so for me, for the other guys, they don't even know who they are. For me, it's kind of like geeking out. So,
I feel
yeah, it's, and even just being at Polar Park, I mean, there's 2, plus the Red Sox, there's 3 professional baseball teams in New England. I get to
Yes.
work for one of them. So the odds are not stacked in my favor. that I get to have one of those positions.
Absolutely.
So I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
I feel you. I've interviewed guys like Greg Hardy, former Dallas Cowboys and Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers. He played indoor football in Richmond, Virginia. Interviewed him in 2018. And I was like, whoa. Robert Meacham won a Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints. Got to interview him too when I was down in Richmond back in the day. So once again, folks, you are joined by Mike Antonellis, radio and TV play-by-play broadcaster for the Worcester Red Sox here on Monday Night Sports Talk. Do you prepare differently when it comes to being on radio or being on television?
Yeah, it's a good question. I get that. Yes. Had not done a ton of television in previous season just because
Sure.
a lot of minor league teams don't have the setup we do. We
Right,
actually have
that's right.
an actual TV.
Yeah, your setup is-
It's a whole TV crew. I mean,
Right.
we have a whole TV production studio.
Yeah.
Yes, it's different because I look at our broadcast on TV like a fan popping in once in a while. You don't have a ton of diehard fans in the minor leagues. You think you might, but true diehards that know the roster like we do, it's probably less than 1%. So I try to always present something interesting about players. I'll write notes, especially if they play in the big leagues or any kind of connection. We have recently added JP Ricciardi to our broadcast roster. JP's a former big league general manager who's like
Okay.
the king of Worcester.
No, nice.
Now we call games with him, and he brings a completely different element, knows a lot. But yes, there's more fun stuff. TV is completely a different beast. It's a lot of fun. You can use the pictures, but yeah, just fun things. Make it talk about the ballpark. Radio's more. It can be more factual, but it's painting the picture, but still
Right.
having a good time
Yeah.
as well. When we have fun when we do the games.
So you've been doing this a long time, like I mentioned. You mentioned you've been in baseball 28 years.
Yeah.
Is there something you have yet to do that you would love to do before you call it a career?
Yeah, I mean, I want to do a real big league
Okay,
game,
yeah, all right.
not an exhibition one. So that would be, that's on the bucket list.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. Anything else you'd like to say before we let you go here?
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
We do have knowledge. I'm going to turn the mic on real quick, and he'll ask you a question himself.
Hello, can everybody hear me? All right.
Harold,
My name
go
is
ahead.
Knowledge here on the podcast. Thank you for having me. I just have one question for Mike. How do you feel about the upcoming game for Woo Sox? How do you feel about it? With everything that's happening, how do you feel
Yeah.
like the thrill and everything? With
Yeah,
it?
no, it's anytime it can get mundane, so to speak, because things can be kind of the same all the time. But as we're recording this, I've been thinking about this since Sunday to have 3 new players at the caliber of these 3, the top 3 prospects all coming up together. There'll be a different buzz, and I know that probably on the air there'll be a different excitement. But yeah, even it'll be really cool. I think younger players are so much better for the game, and and the fans that had bought tickets for this game and don't even realize that they're going to see something pretty historic. Bill Wanless, who does all of our media, said that he does not believe we've ever had 1, 2, and 3 prospects in the system all come up together in the history of AAA baseball in New England. So it's pretty historic.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
good question. Yeah.
Mike Antonellis, TV, radio, play-by-play. What's the Red Sox? Now, I'm a Yankee fan, but the fact that I get to work with a Red Sox affiliate, because obviously we get credentialed for the Worcester Red Sox, it's such an honor, such a blessing, really is. And hey, it's been great talking to you. Talking a little about your journey, talk a little about the Red Sox. You get to talk a little bit about Paul Tuckett.
Yes.
I was not here for Paul Tuckett, unfortunately. I came in, I told you in 2022, and they moved in here in 2021, so I just missed Paul Tuckett. But Mike Antonellis, play-by-play broadcaster, Worcester Red Sox. Thank you for joining us here,
You got
Monday
it.
Night Sports Talk. We'll have more with Tiff, DJ, and Knowledge Pathé. I believe your last name is. That's what is in the group chat.
Yes, sir.
We will be right back. You are listening to Monday Night Sports Talk, presented by M&T Bank, right here on News Talk New England.
Thank you. Yeah, you got it. Good to meet you.
CJ Stroud in fantasy, and they both did me right. I tell you, Joe Milton. I'm just gonna say it. That's our backup. I'm gonna say it now. I don't care. I didn't trust Drake May at the beginning. I don't trust him now. Jacoby's gonna be our starter. I remember I used to pitch it with Penix back in the day. But my pitch was we get Brissett, we draft a rookie for him to have under and go up. Originally it was Penix. We got Milton. Milton's gonna be our rookie to get a year or two behind the wheel before he gets hold. I know for a fact Drake May will get a chance because he's a first round pick and we gave him that huge contract, so we have to give him some shots. But nothing I've seen from Drake May, nothing I've heard from Drake May gives me any type of confidence in Drake May. He has number 10. I joked with my dad and said the ghost of Mac Jones. That's what I said when we were sitting there and I watched him have number 10 on. I said, Jesus, take the wheel. Mac Jones is back in another form.
So once again, folks, I just realized I accidentally, because after my interview with Mike Antonellis, I want to thank him again for joining us. Mike Antonellis, play-by-play broadcaster of the Worcester Red Sox. I realized I paused after a commercial, and I forgot to unpause when we started. So once again, I'm Stephen Err. DJ Harding is joining us here, and we are talking Patriots because we are, of course, News Talk New England. We are also, by the way, folks, if you haven't been paying attention, we are East Coast Sports Hub. So we're talking a lot about the teams from the East Coast, including the team that Michael Penix was drafted by the Atlanta. And DJ mentioned Michael Penix, the Atlanta Falcons. But getting back to the Patriots, funny enough, I actually still saw a photo right before we came on air. There was a photo of not Mac Jones, Drake May. That's it. I'm trying to figure out the name here. He was actually signing a Mac Jones jersey, and while he's signing this jersey, he's throwing his head back and laughing hysterically. I don't know why he's laughing. Maybe it's ironic. I don't know.
He realized he's signing the jersey of who he is and who he is reincarnated.
He is.
He's like, oh, look, it's me in another life. Sign.
Oh, yeah, but you mentioned Mac Jones. I mean, you saw that preseason game against the Panthers. Patriots did win 17-3, but it was the Joe Milton show, folks. He threw the game's only, not the game's only touchdown. He threw a pass touchdown. I tell you, I say
I'm
that
pretty
much.
sure it was the game's only passing touchdown.
Yes, there you go. Let's go with that. That game's only passing touchdown came from Joe Milton. And again, the Patriots defeated the Panthers 17-3, first preseason game. And again, Joe Milton. I mean, what can I say, folks?
Well, if anything, what a way to start for the Patriots. I mean, given the season you just had, I mean, yeah, it's preseason. I know it doesn't count for no official records or nothing once the regular season starts. But I mean, just a way to get on the right foot. If you're Gerard Mayo, that's got to be, that's got to be a good thing to make the boost of ego and the confidence a little bit. Your first time on that field, you get a win. Even though, let's be honest, not to be that guy, it's the Panthers. They had the first pick.
That is true.
So right. And not to be that guy, but it's the Panthers. But still, you got to think, if you're the Patriots, that's a great way to start. I think Gerard Mayo's gonna do very, very fine this season. I'm not expecting nothing crazy, but he's definitely gonna get more than the 3 or 4 wins we had last year. I can see that. I think he can at least tie it, bare minimum. I think he's gonna be set. Definitely a lot of inspirational things to see. I mean, definitely gave me, compared to what last year looked like, some confidence, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, that Patriots defense looks something different. I mean, now and then you got Gerard Mayo in there. They got Donta Hightower as their linebackers coach. Seems like that unit's going to be really good. And I think that's the second string guys, like a Judon didn't play, or I didn't see Kyle Duggar out there, Yep. His Patriots defense might be something real fierce. And I feel like, if anything, that's going to be how we're going to win games. The Patriots are going to win games this season. It's going to be, great defensive outings, and just the offense got to just try to score a little more than the defense. I don't see no 40 to 42 shootouts for the Patriots. No. I think it's going to be some very just simple, just move the ball, get some simple drives down, get 2-3 touchdowns, win 17-10. That's how we're going to do it a couple times. I do got to ask you though, Steven, were you shocked that Bailey Zappi was here like I was? I thought he was cut. I'm not going to lie to you. I falsely assumed that he was a goner. And I couldn't believe when I saw him out there. And he played most of the game. So I know we saw you do the happy with Zappi thing. Where do you place him in all this?
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, now the Patriots have 4 quarterbacks now. They got Milton. You got obviously Jacoby Brissett, who's projected to be the Week 1 starter. You have Drake May, who you drafted 3rd overall, and you got Zappi. So what are you going to do here? Obviously, I think at this point, with these, you got 2 of these guys are new, so you're not going to get rid of them, right? I would assume you wouldn't. Especially Mac Jones, you just drafted 3rd overall. That's way too big. So what's the chance that Zappi is just out of here?
Yeah, that's the thing. It kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, he played most of that game too, and I was really confused because I was he played the most in that game, and I was they just kind of giving him one final shot to showcase what he can do before they get rid of him. Maybe I don't know, because to me his days is numbered. So I was very shocked by that. That was the only thing that they did, and I was like, oh, why is he out there this whole game? I mean, the Patriots fans booed him when he first showed up after they only saw like one drive with Drake May. They were furious. I also was like, part of me was like, I don't care. Where's Joe Milton at? You know, because after
Right.
what I said, I was really waiting to see what Joe Milton did because I was ready to like, do I got to defend myself next time we're all sitting here talking
Right.
on the show, or do I got to, or can I sit there and loud and proud boast? And then he threw that touchdown, and I was like, yep, I know what I can do. I was like, let's go.
Yep. So once again, folks, final score: Patriots 17, Panthers 3. You can check out the article on EastCoastSportsHub.com. Speaking of the Patriots, they host the Eagles this Thursday night. A Thursday night game at Gillette. Game will be broadcasted on WBZ, or you can watch it on NFL Plus. So there's that. Now, speaking of the Eagles, did you see the game against the Ravens? Because what an ending! What was that ending?
It was. I actually felt. I'll be honest. I was asleep during the game. I watched the highlights and I got caught up
couldn't
after.
believe it.
I'll be honest. I watched after, but yes, the field goal frenzy and all that, and the fumbling. Oh my word, it was crazy. I did watch that later, and I was like, they missed the field goal. The Ravens fumble, hit the field goal. It was a little crazy. I mean, like, once again, though, it's preseason, so if you're the Ravens. I firmly believe they're the biggest threat to the Chiefs, possibly coming out. I'm a Derrick Henry guy. I've always been. So him and Lamar Jackson, to me, the best pairing. That run game's gonna be something fierce. So I mean, none of them even played. So I'm not like, if you're the Ravens, I wouldn't even panic or nothing. I mean, you have all your third string guys who were probably never touching the field, fumbling the ball. So I wouldn't really panic if I was any Ravens fans. But yes, that was a very wild ending. I mean, there's some preseason shenanigans.
Yes.
Speaking of preseason shenanigans, though, I gotta ask you, new kickoff rules. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not against it. I think that's, but I saw it. I don't know if you watched the UFL, but I watched the UFL and I saw it and I was like, okay, this is something new. I don't understand why everybody's so upset. They're ruining football. Football's, they're trying to ruin what NFL used to be. It's like, they changed the kickoff. Who cares? I mean, the Guardian Caps, the same thing. People are like, oh my God, the NFL is, getting soft. The NFL's worried about their players' safety here, folks. That is why they're not only wearing Guardian Caps, they even got the cool things on top of the Guardian Caps, like Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
The Colts-Broncos preseason game. He wore a Colts thing over his Guardian Cap. I was like, this is so cool. I love this.
Well, also, I laugh with that. With the Guardian Caps, when people get mad at those, I laugh because it reminds me of, like, in wrestling when someone's like, that thing is fake. They need him with a real chair. And I'm like, yeah, for the safety of the person.
All right, exactly. This is all about safety,
We're
folks.
trying to help, like, and it's the thing where, like, people are mad, like, they're not letting them get CTE all the time like they used to. For good reason,
Right.
people.
Why would anybody want CTE?
Yeah, the whole
It doesn't make no
Guardian Cap
sense.
thing. Everybody beefing with the Guardian Caps made me giggle. The kickoff beef, I honestly I don't get the kickoff beef is because everybody pretends it wasn't just touchback city the last like 7-8 years. Like Devin Hester retired and everybody was like, we're not gonna return kicks no more. Like, so I don't understand the beef. Also, at the same time, you're kind of preventing the crazy head-on collisions that kickoffs were causing when you have two people running at each other full speed like crazy.
Right.
Whereas now, since they're all 10 yards from each other, they only can get so much momentum instead of running, full blown, everybody's speeding, running, getting a good speed going, running at each other for 50 yards. Also, I love it because it's influencing more kick returns, which, to be honest, kick returns are fun. I mean, even I'm the type of person in video games take it out the end zone. I'm be honest with you, so I'm really excited by that. I think it's gonna be great. Also, if you get one like really good returner, I think now like some of those records that was set by Devin Hester and Katero Patterson and all those like kickoff and punt return I think they're gonna fall a little quicker. And for nothing for that, I'm here for the new kickoff stuff.
It's more action. It's obviously makes the kickoff more exciting anyway because now the guys have to. Well, they don't have to return it. But more likely they are going to return. It's going to land in what's called the landing zone. They're calling it. That space between like the 20 and the goal line, whatever it is. I have no problem with the kickoff though. I think it's cool. Who cares? But why is everyone so uptight about it? Of course, everybody's uptight about everything. But that's another story for another time. We don't want to get into that nonsense.
You ain't
anyway.
kidding.
So we mentioned we are News Talk New England. We also own East Coast Sports Hub. We also own Chi-Town Sports Hub, covering the Chicago Bears this year as our new up-and-comer here, Knowledge Pathea. He'll be covering the Chicago Bears this season for Chi-Town Sports Hub. He's getting into learning about the game of football, so he's not going to join us for the segment. But DJ, you and I can talk about it. Caleb Williams finally made his debut. Now, of course, I was upset when he wasn't playing in the Hall of Fame game. They said he wasn't going to play. I was like, God darn it. No. And then he comes out of games against the Buffalo Bills. He goes like 4 for 6 for like 20-some-odd yards.
Yeah.
So
he had a little smooth no-look pass, though. That was
It was
nice.
not a bad debut.
Also, Speaking of Chicago, I got to give a shout out to my Howard guy, Ian Wheeler. He got him 2 tutties for the Bears, so he was picked up on free agency.
There you go.
Yeah, he's a Howard guy, so
sure.
Got to watch
There you
him
go.
last year in college. Now I
Yeah,
see him there, so it's been great. So I had to give my man Ian Wheeler a shout out because that was really cool to see a guy from Howard getting some touchdowns up. Pretty much. And then I think one last thing I got to touch on because we was talking about the whole East Coast thing. I mean, Jaden Daniels had a nice little outing.
Yes, he did.
And so did Michael Penix. So I just, for nothing else, I gotta give them shouts to all the rookie QBs because they all were having a good little outing and doing their thing. So
Yeah, that was good. I saw a little bit of that game between the Commanders and Jets. Aaron Rodgers obviously not playing, so that was actually news to him. He was shocked that he wasn't going to play this preseason. It's like, dude, you just came off a torn ACL. Of course you're not playing preseason. It's crazy.
yeah, I mean, for someone, first of all, coming off Achilles ain't nothing simple. And at the same time, let's not pretend that all you can really do is just jack it up before the season starts. I mean, you've been here enough times. You should know how this is going to work, and you should be able to just come ready week 1. Also, once again, too, no disrespect, it's the Jets. I don't think anybody's expecting nothing big from the Jets. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If anybody's like, oh, playoff contender, no. I mean, the Bills are looking a little shifty, I understand. I think the Dolphins are on the come up, if anything. So I think they're just going to flip spots. But those are the 2 playoff teams out of the AFC East. I'm sorry. The Jets is 3rd. Patriots is most likely to be last.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
for sure.
Granted, they're on the way up. They're on the upswing. So I think they're going to do very well for their standards on the upswing. But let's not pretend the Jets ain't nothing more than 3rd place in the AFC East.
Not for sure. So you mentioned the Howard running back now plays for Chicago Bears. He had 2 touchdowns in that 33. By the way, 33-6. The Bears annihilated the Bills in, I believe they still play in Orchard Park, right? I believe. I don't actually know where they.
I know they're up in Buffalo.
I don't actually play in Buffalo. I know that much. I just don't know exactly where they play. But anyway, so you mentioned Howard running back now with the Bears. You and I got a little something going on here when it comes to college football. Because you know who Howard plays week 1 coming up here in the next few weeks?
Give it to me.
Playing my Rutgers Scarlet Knights, baby.
Oh, geez.
Man, that's going to be, I don't know. I mean, Rutgers football has been very bad for the last decade and a half, so I don't know what's going on. Again, Rutgers and Howard will meet in Piscataway. I think it's August 29th. But
We'll touch on that. We'll touch on that later.
Yeah, we'll get you updated.
I'll give my thoughts on something like that later.
All right.
We'll put that on the table for now. But if I'm not mistaken, I think we're gonna wrap this conversation up here.
Yep.
If anything, I'll give one little final thought, and I'll say, if not for nothing, I think the one thing I got to see in the next week of this preseason, I need to see more from some of these. I feel like I need to see more from some of these rookie receivers. I don't know about you, but I feel like I didn't see a whole lot from any of the rookie receivers. So that's, I think, the next thing I really want to see. I want to hear some about some of your Malik Neighbors and
Oh yeah, sure.
Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know if I'm just missing something, but a lot of those Holy Cross guy Jalen Coker, I feel like I didn't remember seeing him at all for the Panthers. I really
That's
feel
right, yeah.
I feel like if anything, that's what I want to see and hear more next week is some of those Holy Cross guys.
All right, so we just have Jake Paradise joining us here in studio, so I'm going to step away. DJ and Tiff, I believe, are going to interview him. So we'll take our next break, and Jake Paradise is coming up right here on Monday Night Sports Talk, presented by M&T Bank, right here on News Talk New England, East Coast Sports Hub, and Chi-Town Sports Hub.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. You take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, Tiffany Williams back here on Monday Night Sports Talk on iHeartRadio and News Talk New England and East Coast Sports Hub. Joining me now, I believe we have him on the line, Wilfredo Pagan. Wilfredo? All right, so we are having a little bit of technical difficulty with this one with Wilfredo Pagan, but we have some boxing coming up in Worcester American International College in Springfield on September 15th, and on September 14th we have boxing at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield as well. And that's on the 14th. In Springfield at the Mass Mutual Center. We're going to attempt to somehow get Wilfredo Pagan on, but join us right now in studio right here at the Mercantile at 100 Front Street in Worcester is Jake Paradise. He's on the card. He's for New England's Future 16. Back again. Hold on one second. Wilfredo. Hello, you hear me now? I think we hold on. Wilfredo? Yeah, we can't hear you really. I don't know what's going on with your mic.
What about like this? Is I put on the speaker, maybe
very faint. We're going to try and get you on by the end of the show to have you on to talk about this boxing. We're going to call you right back, okay, to bring you in. Okay. All right. Steven's going to try and work on this. Joining us now is Jake Paradise. He's on the card for New England's Future 16. Also joining us, new to News Talk New England East Coast Sports Hub, is Knowledge Bethea. Knowledge, I hope I'm not butchering your name, because I butcher people's names. I'll let you go.
Today I'm here with Jake Paradise. He just came in with his championship belt. So let's talk a little bit about that championship belt. What did that really mean to you when you won it?
That meant the world. That was 15 plus years of hard work and sacrifice in one night.
Okay, speaking of that, what sacrifice did you have to go through, if you don't mind me asking?
As a lot of people know, actually my 10-year anniversary is tomorrow. I am a recovering addict. 10 years tomorrow, I took the steps to finally change my life. I've overcome a lot of obstacles in that said time to just to make it to where I am today. So I've sacrificed time with my family, my son, the people I love and care about, just for that Massachusetts state belt.
All right, congratulations on your 10 years. Let's talk a little bit back. What made you choose boxing out of every sport?
I grew up in Maine South, so as a white kid growing up there, man, fighting was just kind of a way to survive. So I didn't really choose fighting. Fighting chose me, and it really saved my life and gave me discipline and dedication to become a man.
All right, another question for you. Sorry for that little break. So you're saying that since you grew up in Maine South, correct? Yes. What do you mean, like, since you were as you said, a white kid in the neighborhood? Why did you think you had to fight and everything? Like, what was happening in the situations?
It really wasn't a thought. I mean, you grow up in a black and brown dominated environment, man. They just perceived you, as weak or somebody to try, or a kid that can be bullied. Growing up, so it was either fight or flight, and unfortunately, I fought, and
you was winning the rounds, huh? It looks like, because you got here to boxing.
So it kind of made me into what I am today in a kind of way. So without it, I wouldn't be who I am.
Okay, and with the 15 years, what was the hardest thing doing, like while you were boxing and everything? What was the hardest thing to like contain, and what was the biggest key that you could tell the new generation?
The whole thing is hard. At the beginning of my career, I started 0-2 because of mental blocks. I'm a man who deals with mental health issues, and I'm actually very vocal about it. And being vocal has actually helped me grow. So when I started my pro career, I couldn't get over those mental blocks, and a lot of people don't understand. It's not just a physical sport. It's a mental sport, and that's legitimate. The key is your mental state. You have to be focused. You have to be happy. You have to want to be doing what you want to doing. Otherwise, there's no reason to do it.
Could you explain a little bit on the mind blocks? Like, how did you overcome them for like everybody else could, if I know there's people out there that are also, suffering with mental issues, and I want you to help them out as well. It helped you out a lot, getting the mental blocks out. So could you explain?
Yeah, so I deal with like confidence issues and a lot of self-hate. Just growing up, I grew up in an environment where I had a lot of people telling my mother that I was no good or I wouldn't be anything. And as I grew up, it kind of built a hate inside for myself, and that's kind of where my addiction started. As I got older, I would try, and I still fight to this day to try to say, you know what, I'm not what they want me to be. I'm who I want to be, and I'm who I made myself. And if you can overcome that and just find some sort of self-love for yourself, man, it can change your whole outlook and change your world. It really can.
Amen to that. We really love that response. I really love that response myself. Another question for you. For the new generation, what is your biggest key advice?
Be sure. You got a lot of people who see other people do this and say, oh, that looks easy. Believe me, there's nothing about this sport that's easy. You get a lot of social media influencers nowadays who, they box, and, you have this whole misfits boxing thing. And what I tell kids who come into my gym, because at my gym we teach like youth boxing, and we try to teach kids like there's other avenues in life other than the streets. Boxing isn't for everybody, so don't let it be forced upon you. This is a hard sport, man. It takes away everything from you, physically, mentally, emotionally. It takes a toll on the people you love. So be sure, and if you're gonna be sure, man, go get it. Like you have to go get it every day, every minute of every day. You have to train 2 or 3 times a day, work full time. I train 3 times a day. I work full time in a construction company. I raise a 10-year-old boy. Like, you have to be sure this is something that you want to do before you actually do it.
Okay, and a little bit about your training. How's that going?
Right now it's good. We're stepping up a weight class to go after another belt September. So we've kind of had to adapt and change that. But I feel like I have a great team around me, and we're on our way. We got 5 weeks, and I think you guys are going to see something special.
Something special. Can you emphasize a little bit on the more special? Can we get a little sneak peek? How you feeling about the team?
Don't blink. I come to get the job done. All my wins are by knockout. It's kill or be killed in there. When I come in there, I'm coming to show people something special. I'm coming to show them, no matter where you come from, no matter what you go through, or no matter what anybody's ever told you, that you can achieve your dreams and goals against all odds, because that's what I faced.
Speaking of that, I did see that you are 100% from KOs.
Yep.
How do you feel that you are 100%? Not 1 for 2, not 2 for 3. You are 100%.
So we live by a simple thing, we're not the hardest hitting people in the game. Not everybody can be knocked out, but I live by a saying in combat sports, and it's literally eat or be eaten. So I'm gonna come, and I'm gonna come get you. and either you're gonna get me or I'm gonna get you, but one of us isn't gonna see that last bell. And I believe that creates an urgency in me that if I see an opening, I'm gonna take it. I have a very not to sound egotistical, but I feel like I have a very good killer instinct of when I hurt you, I know I can get you out of there. I think it's a dangerous mindset, but it's who I am.
And speaking of that, you are having an upcoming fight in September. Are you bringing that same energy?
I live by this energy and every day. Every day is a fight for me. So September 15th, I tell everybody my fight isn't in the ring. My fight is waking up every day, strapping my boots on. My fight is fighting every day to be clean and to love the people in my life. That's my fight. September 15th is a vacation. I get to go in there and I get to be free. For 6 rounds or 2 rounds or however long it lasts, I get to be free.
You heard that?
Talk to me about your opponent coming up in this fight and how you're getting ready for that with him.
I actually have a lot of respect for my opponent. I believe boxing has gotten away. Boxing used to be called a gentleman's sport, but we have a lot of people who like to run their mouths in boxing now, and I try to look past that. The guy I'm fighting, I have the utmost respect for. It doesn't mean I don't want to take his head off. He's coming off a huge win on a Jorge Masvidal, Nate Diaz pay-per-view card, where he knocked out an undefeated pro fighter from Mass in 2 rounds. The kid comes, he'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, and you have to respect that. And like I said, in boxing, man, it takes one punch. So everybody has my respect. Respect or not, though, you're coming to take from me, so I'm coming to kill.
Yeah. You already fought a title fight a couple months ago. What is it like? I mean, you got to bounce right back, get back in that ring the next day.
So winning the title was kind of bittersweet for me. I really thought, this is a lifelong dream. I've been dreaming about this since I was 6. And for the moment, man, I was in the moment and I loved it. Waking up the next day, dealing with mental health and stuff, it kind of hit me. It's like, well, is this it? Is this as far as I'm gonna be able to go? Am I ever gonna do anything again like this? So winning the first title, I kind of lost that moment and I didn't enjoy it, and it's a regret. But thankfully, AJ and Jose Rivera have deemed me able to do it again. And this time, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to live in it, and it's going to be real for me.
Talk to me about Team No Love.
So it was just kind of a childhood nickname. I didn't grow up in a loving environment. I come from an alcoholic and drug addicted father who used to beat my mother in front of me. I didn't really come from a family who was real lovey-dovey and all that. So growing up, I kind of had a mean demeanor about me, and I'm still to this day I'm not very approachable apparently. But I've adapted it, and it actually helped save my life, because in that ring, I feel like you can't be the person you are outside of it. So right now I'm Jake Paradise. I'll give you a smile. I'll talk to you. In that ring, I'm a totally different person, and that's No Love. That's all the pain and everything I've gone through over the 30 years of my life. That's every day of everybody telling me I was no good. That's No Love. That's every day of me having to fight my addiction. That's No Love. For me, it's me separating Jake Paradise from his demons. So No Love is what you're gonna see September 15th.
All right. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more with Jake Paradise.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. You take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, welcome back to News Talk New England, Monday Night Sports Talk on iHeartRadio, alongside Knowledge Bethea, and also joining me is Jake Paradise, who will be fighting on New England's Future 16 at American International College in Springfield, Massachusetts. Jake, well, with this, I mean, what do you got to say to your fans, real quick? And two, where can folks get tickets for your upcoming fight?
To the fans, just keep believing, keep following. It means the world to me to be able to go into an arena and hear people scream. And we can't do this without them. To purchase tickets, you can purchase them straight from me. You can hit me up on social media at Jake No Love on Instagram and Facebook. All the love and support means the world, and like I said, we really can't do this without you guys.
Awesome. I'm Tiffany Williams alongside Knowledge Bethea and Jake Paradise. Be sure to get your tickets to New England's Future 16 at American International College on September 14th. Also, Down and Dirty number 11 will be at the Mass Mutual Center on September 14th.
14th is
yeah.
that one, and New England's 16 is the 15th.
Yeah. That's a whole weekend out there in Springfield because the 15th is AIC, Mass Mutual, Down and Dirty number 11 is
And
the
it's the
14th,
Puerto Rican Day
and the
Parade.
Puerto Rican Day Parade
So
is
come
that
out
day.
and let's have some fun.
Yeah, so huevas. We'll definitely make sure that we get out there and support you as well as
Appreciate
always.
it. It's gonna be a show.
Yes,
Bring another strap back to the woo.
definitely. I saw the belt when you came in too, by the way.
I'm looking for a buddy. We're getting a buddy September 15th. He's lonely, so I need another one on my other shoulder.
Knowledge, anything?
Nothing here.
All right. We're going to go to a quick break, and then Stephen and Knowledge Bethea will have Coach Petway from Worcester State University coming up right after this.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Monday Night Sports Talk on News Talk New England, presented by M&T Bank. Stephen Earl alongside Knowledge Patea, and joining us here on the podcast, I almost said broadcast, is Worcester State University men's basketball head coach. And this is weird to say. If you're a Worcesterite, you know this is new to everybody. This is weird. Alan Petway is joining us. How are you?
Well, how are you doing?
I'm great. We're going to tune his mic on so we can hear him. Sorry about that. So, all right. So, one question everybody has on their mind. It's just one word. Why?
Well, it wasn't an easy decision for me. I spent 20 plus years at North High. Most of the kids this year were like seniors, and there was a new wave of kids coming in. I just felt like, going back to Worcester State where, I graduated from, I played, Hall of Famer, still the school's all-time leading scorer. And I've always wanted to be a college coach anyway, and I've always wanted to go back to my alma mater, so I thought it was fitting in the right time. But it was a hard decision for me to make. It took me about a week before I actually decided I wanted to do it. But I felt the time was right, and you know what, why not? I go back to where it all started for me. I thought it was fitting, and it was all timing, so I thought it was the right move at the time for me.
Speaking of that, how do you feel you do get to go back to a college that you already went through, you played for, you get to coach that team now? How do you feel?
Special. Like I said, you go back to a school you played where it started for you at, and you're still the all-time leading scorer. There's a mural of you in the wall. I just thought it was the right situation, and I get to go back and coach where I played at. I'm really humble and excited about it. My high school colors were blue and gold. Worcester State colors are blue and gold, but I still like the orange and black. I still bleed that. I'm still there. I wouldn't take the job full time because North is so special to me. So I feel I got the best of both worlds. I still get to be at North High and work with the guys. I'm just not coaching it, but I'm still there with those guys, and I get to do what I love to do, which is coaching at my alma mater. So it only makes sense. So I'm very excited about this journey and what to look forward to at Worcester State.
And speaking of North High, you did go back to back. Trust me, I think Worcester heard about back to back Petway.
Back to back, yeah.
How do you feel that's going to transfer over to the college?
I'm a winner. I feel winning is contagious. I've already started, as soon as I was hired at Worcester State, I started, out recruiting, looking for kids, honestly local kids, because I consider myself a Worcester guy now, so it's only fitting that I try to keep the kids that are in Worcester who, are not lucky enough to get a scholarship. Why not come to Worcester State and play, for Coach Petway? So I'm going to try to keep the local kids here as much as possible, and the kids I can't get, it is what it is. I can't get everyone, but again, I'm pretty excited. I think I brought in like 10 guys in a month and a half already at being at the school. So, I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I'm going in there. Winning is contagious, so I'm trying to go in there and win in the first year. I know a lot of people are not expecting much, but I'm expecting a lot from myself. So I'm going there to win that league this year.
And speaking of that, you're already recruiting. We know you're level 100 with recruiting. Can you tell us some of the guys that you got, or you can't say that?
Yeah. I can. One of the local kids came in, were Bertrand. He was here. He was at a junior college. He's back. He played at Shrewsbury High, so he's going to be coming. There's a kid, Amy. I don't want to pronounce his last name wrong, but he played at West Boylston. He was at University of Maine. which is Division I school. He just got his acceptance letter today, so he's coming. I got a couple of transfers. Someone from junior, also from New England College. Eastern Nazarene College just closed, so I got one of their players, Carlos Reynoso. Another kid that played at St. John's, Jaden Reyes, I got him. A freshman from the Boston area. So there's a bunch of them. So there's about 10 guys. I'm still waiting on the one big guy, the 6'9" guy. Hopefully he will come. And then, plus some of the returnees that they have from last year. So I'm pretty excited, and I think we're going to have a pretty good year.
Thank you so much. And I know you were a coach because speaking up from a person that had to play Pat Petway's team from Claremont, you are an amazing coach. And what do you think draws kids to you that want to coach under you, that want to learn from you? What makes them want to come to you as a coach?
Great question. I always talk about it being bigger than basketball, being honest with kids, sharing my experience. I think being transparent and just being honest with kids, and kids respect that, and I'm pretty upfront and honest. Like for example, I had a kid up, I think it was the UMass Maine kid, University Maine kid, and I asked him, I said, first of all, what do you want to major in? Because if we don't have your major here, this makes no sense for you to be here and for me to showing you around the campus if we don't have your major. And he actually was like, wow, I appreciate that. I said, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's bigger than basketball because basketball is going to stop one day. It stopped for me. It's going to stop for you. You will be working. So I just think being honest and showing kids that you genuinely care about them and care about their future and what they do, I think that goes a long way. And the 9 kids that I brought on that campus, they've all said the same thing. They said, I respect that you're upfront and honest. I don't promise them anything. I just, I tell them this may not be the place for you. It may be another institution, but I'm just going to be honest with you because I don't want you to come here and you say, well, coach, you said this, and now you're doing that. So I'm pretty transparent with kids at the doorstep. I don't sugarcoat anything with them. I'm just pretty honest, and I think they appreciate that. And sometimes, I'm older than them. I can be, everyone that I brought on campus, I can be their father, but they see that I got that swag too, and they like that, my sneaker game and stuff. So
not just the sneaker game, everybody. He always came fully prepared. The suits he had on every game, he had to be top notch.
Yeah, well, you're gonna see that suit. First game this year at Worcester State, November 8th. It's actually fitting because it's my first game, November 8th, and it's at Worcester State on a Friday. So I couldn't ask for anything better. So hopefully we get a nice showing there, and hopefully I get my first college win as a head coach.
And how does that really excite you? Like, you get to finally say that, oh, I want my first win as in college. Like, what builds that excitement in you?
I'll be really excited about that. My energy isn't going to change. If you see me on the sideline at North High, I think people feed off that. And I tell people all the time, they say, well, you're going to college now, so it's a little different. I said, well, I'm always going to be Coach Petway. So, I'm still going to have that same energy and that passion that I had at North High for 20 plus years. I'm going to bring that same energy to Worcester State as well.
And in these 20 plus years, what's the hardest thing you had to overcome as a coach?
Oh, man. I just was on a podcast and I was talking about this. The 2 kids with Ty Tabala's kid he was in the hospital for 18 days and he almost not only lost his arm, but he almost lost his life. And then losing the Carl Biller's kid, that was tough. That situation was tough between those 2, and then losing Carl. That was probably the toughest thing I've had to deal with. Being a coach at North High School, putting a kid to rest that's only 18 years old and had a bright future ahead of him. I still think about him, and I still go visit him from time to time at his gravesite. So I think those 2 situations, and then losing Carl, was the biggest hit for me being a coach at North High School.
I understand. Carl will never be forgotten.
Yes, very sad stuff there. Alan Petway, new head coach of the Worcester State University Lancers men's basketball team, joining us here on Monday Night Sports Talk. Now, getting back to basketball here, I know you were hosting a few camps back in July at Worcester State. Can you tell us a little bit about what you were doing at those camps, what you saw?
Yeah, we did, usually I do 1 week, so my whole summer has pretty much been doing camp. So I collaborated with the Worcester Housing Authority, and we ran 4 weeks of camp. We wanted to get the kids, we ran 2 weeks at North and 2 weeks at Worcester State. I wanted to get the kids just that experience. Some kids may not ever, college is not for everyone, so some kids may not even go to college, but I want to give them that experience of being on a campus in a nice gym. They actually got to eat in the dining hall. They actually loved that part. So I just wanted to give them an experience, and a lot of kids would have just been sitting home doing nothing, so why not give them an opportunity to go to camp and experience a college setting? And those kids really actually had a great time, and next year I'm going to do an overnight next. I got approved to do an overnight, which Holy Cross used to do one, but they haven't done one in a long time. So I don't think there's anyone in the area that's doing an overnight camp in the city in Worcester. So I'm going to do an overnight camp next year and just try to give them a even better, more positive experience. And maybe that'll inspire them to maybe one day say, I want to go to college. So I just want to give kids, youth, just a good positive experience. And I keep saying it's bigger than the basketball. Basketball is just a piece of it, but just that whole college experience, and maybe I'll inspire them to, one day want to go to college. So if that happens, then I think I've done a good job.
Sounds special. An overnight coming in 2025. Sounds special. Any more college questions, knowledge before we head to break?
No, sir.
All right, so we are going to stick here with Alan Petway, head coach of the Worcester State University Lancers men's basketball team. Tiffany GJ will join Alan after this. You're listening to Monday Night Sports Talk here on iHeartRadio.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. You take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, Tiffany Williams back here on News Talk New England Monday Night Sports Talk on iHeartRadio and also East Coast Sports Hub. And on the other side of the Coach Petway interview, now joining me, DJ Harden and Coach Petway. Coach Petway, I want to start off talking about you're writing a book. Talk to me about that there, and what's that project been like for you?
After we won the first state championship and we had the ring ceremony at Union Station, I ran into an old colleague of mine and we got to talk, and he's like, you ever think about writing a book? And I said, wow. I said, well, he says, you have a story to tell. I said, everybody has a story to tell. He goes, no, but you do have a story to tell. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. And so after that conversation, it was on hold a little bit. I couldn't find the right person that had the time to follow me and get to know me outside of Coach Petway. So I have the right guy with me now. So I've been working on it for the last, 3 months, 3-4 months. So it's pretty much about my journey, my life, and where I come from, and the trials and tribulation things I've been through, and a lot of things I've gone through in my life as a child. You get older, you're embarrassed about a lot of things, and you don't want people picking on you or saying certain things about you. So now that I'm older and I'm comfortable in my skin, I feel like it was the perfect time to write this book. And then after the championship, it's all fitting, and I can share my story. And if my story can inspire somebody to maybe talk about things that are bothering them, or just let loose instead of holding stuff in, that's what I want to inspire people to do, just to talk about whatever may be bothering them. And if I can be an inspiration for someone, that's what I'm trying to do.
I gotta ask you, because we're both Bridgeport kids, how much of that book is gonna be about Bridgeport?
Oh, that's where it all started from. A lot of my trauma comes from Bridgeport. A lot of things that I've been through, and a lot of things I've seen that I shouldn't have seen as a little boy, and becoming a man at 10 years old and losing all your childhood and not being able to do things experience things as a child is a lot for anybody. So yeah, a lot of that stuff in the book will be about my upbringing from Bridgeport. So, as well as some things from Worcester, but a lot of it's from Bridgeport.
Tell me, Worcester State University, North High School, see a trend here. Do I see D1 down the line soon? Eventually,
We'll repeat that?
Do I see a D1 school down the line?
I'm pretty happy. My goal was to always go back and coach at my alma mater, and with God's willing, I'm doing that now. So I'm that's where I say I want the rest of my head. But you know what? You never know. I mean, I'm always open to an opportunity. I have no desire to leave, but you just never know. If it's meant to be, then it will be. But I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
So Boston College or Fordham called you tomorrow?
I mean, we can have a conversation. We can definitely talk. I mean, I'm always, like I said, I'm open to an opportunity. But like I said, I'm happy. Unless there's an offer I can't refuse, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yeah. DJ?
Well, you gotta wait. He just got here. Wait, time out. He just got here. But going on the coaching aspect, I gotta ask you a question, because I know one of the hardest things I was always told by coaches is cutting a player. So now, being college, you've done the high school thing. How hard is it really cutting a player? I gotta know.
To answer that question, DJ, for me, it's hard because you hate to break someone's heart, but unfortunately, you have to do that. There's 10 returning players at Worcester State. I brought in 10. That's 20 kids plus the additional kids that are on campus that were recruited. I'm going to take the best kids that are in the gym. Unfortunately, I can't take 35 kids. I wish I could. I'm going to take as many as I can, but it is definitely hard because you don't want to feel like you're crushing someone's dreams. But I try to be transparent and put things in a positive way, even if they don't make the roster, that they can come back, they can talk to me, they still can use me in a different way. They may not have the basketball, but they still have someone they can lean on. So all I can say is just be transparent and being honest, and I think that's the best way to be.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that transparency, I got to know, because I think of Deion Sanders. He went to Colorado last year, and how, like you said, a lot of those guys hit the transfer portal. So, what did you tell those players that were already there with that other coach before you got there?
I just told them I'm excited to work with them all. Hopefully, they're working on their game, and they're doing what they're supposed to do in the summer, and they're working hard, and I look forward to seeing them in the fall. That was it. And then they just asked me questions, because I did it over Zoom, and because they're all live in different areas. They don't all live in Worcester. So I just pretty much introduced myself and if they had any questions for me, and if there's anything I can do for them, to give me a call. But I look forward to seeing them in the fall, which will be in another 2 weeks.
What was the hardest question one of them asked you? I got to know.
What was the hardest question? Oh, it wasn't even a hard question. It was like, what's your style of play? And I just said, I'm a man-to-man guy. I want to get up. I want to run. I want to just play fast, tempo. And I just want guys to get after defensively. But they was all receptive and seemed pretty excited that I was the new coach. So it was a positive Zoom call, I would say.
That's good. And then you're talking about like keeping in touch with some of those players, even if it's off the basketball court. So now I got to ask you about some of your North High guys that moved on. Are you still keeping in touch with them, and how are they doing?
Absolutely. I actually miss those guys a lot. They're dear to my heart. So they had the summer jam this past weekend. This was the first year I was going to miss it. I wasn't around, but I got a call from Ty Tabalis' mom. Oh, she texted me and said, "You're not here?" And I said, "I'm on my way." So I think I was on my way from Connecticut at the time. So I wanted to make sure that I saw them. I know they were playing at 6 o'clock, but they actually were running behind, so they ran it. They didn't play till 7. So I got there and I got to see some of those guys. Actually, all of them. 80% of the kids that were playing on the court were North High kids. So I got to say hi to them, hug a bunch of them. So yeah, I text them from time to time. They're still in my group chat, and they're never going anywhere. So they're bond with me for life. So
yes, me and my coach are the same way, so I respect it. So now I gotta ask, like you said, 80% of the guys possibly playing were from North at Summer Jam. I went to Summer Jam. I went home. It was hot, so I didn't stay for the game. But I did hear about that from other people, how a lot of your guys were out there. So what did it mean to like see all your guys out there, even though they all moved on, all playing?
Well, it was nice. It was nice to see him. I couldn't actually really pick a team because that would be being biased. And my nephew was on one of the teams, so it was just nice to see them competing against each other. I'm pretty excited to see what the future holds for those guys. I'm going to try to get to as many games as possible. But I'm pretty excited to see where these guys end up and what they end up doing and, their journey as well. So pretty excited.
And I'm very glad you mentioned nephew, because I had the privilege of playing against them in that team the year before you guys won. So where is Talon at now? Like, what is he up to?
He's at St. Thomas More, which is a prep school in Connecticut. So he's going into his senior year. He's got some, he's not the only one, but a bunch of those guys got Division I offers now. So I'm pretty excited. He's pretty talented. Pretty, excited to see where he ends up as far as college goes and go from there.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. I want to take you away from Worcester State University, take you away from North High. Give me your take on men's basketball in the Olympics, USA basketball.
Oh, man. I think the Europeans, they've caught up to us. Before, like in early 90s, I mean, we would win beating teams by 50-plus points. But you look at a lot of these European players, how many of them in the NBA? I think Jokic is probably the best player in the world. And I think they've caught up with us. They gave us a run for our money, so I think they've caught up to us. And a lot of those guys are now playing in the NBA. Before, it was we were beating teams by 50, but it's not that easy. We have to come up and we have to show up and play, or we could lose. I mean, we won this one, but it wasn't that easy. We needed everything we had in order to beat that France team.
Definitely. As a coach, let me put you in the position of you're the coach of Team USA, and how do you make that tough decision to where you're going to bench Jason Tatum?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know how. Well, me personally, I couldn't. Jason Tatum would have played for me, so I'm not the coach. Every coach is different, but I can't explain. I don't know why he didn't play. Maybe they just felt they wanted to go with guys that are more experienced, and he'll get his turn. But I'm a different coach. He just won the NBA championship. Just got the biggest contract in NBA history. I mean, I'm playing him. How many minutes? I don't know, but he's playing. He's going to be okay. I think he can use this. I think he will use this as motivation going into the upcoming season. So I think you just woke up. I think you woke up a beast.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
Do you think this will encourage him or discourage him for going for 2028?
And I think it's going to encourage him. I think this is going to motivate him more than ever. So I think he's really upset. He's probably not going to show that, but I think he's upset in a positive way. I think this is just going to make him work a little bit harder, and I think we're going to just see a different Jason Tatum this upcoming NBA season.
Did you get a question on this? real
Yeah,
quick?
I was gonna say on the topic of like how motivated Celtics are. Would you have taken a Jaylen Brown over Derek White if you were that coach?
Oh, geez, no.
Definitely would have taken Derek White.
No.
Thank you.
No,
I've
Jaylen
argued-
Brown. I felt Jaylen Brown, but I know why he wasn't there. So I think it's something. Don't quote me on this. I think something with this Nike
Yeah.
deal, something. So he would have been there. No questions asked. He's one of the better players in the NBA. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah. All right. Last time you were here, I asked you about the Celtics. What do you think needs to be changed? What do you think doesn't need to be changed with the Celtics coming into this next season?
Why mess with something that just won an NBA championship? I think keep the pieces. They everybody got their money, so their contracts. I say leave things as is. Why mess with it?
Yeah.
You know, it's like changing the North High team. Like, no, like we just won with this. Like we're gonna. Why mess with what works? I think you keep everything the same.
Yeah. DJ, real quick.
All right, I'm glad you brought up North High. I've been wanting to ask you this. I've been thinking about this ever since I heard y'all went back-to-back when I was in college. If you put the first team that won against the second team, who do you think's coming out on top? North High versus North High.
The first team that won versus the second team.
Yeah.
Well, remember we only lost 2 kids that year, so
So the team was pretty much the same.
it's pretty much the same team.
But
So it wasn't
just-
like 5 kids left, and then
I mean, fair, but those 2 kids, I'm just, do you think they're, like, what do you think? Do you think those 2 kids make a difference, or do you give it to the second team?
man, that's a hard one. They're both different. This year's team, I mean, the first championship, those guys have all played together anyway. So I just felt like it was a continuation of what they did the first year. Obviously, you have talent and you add Ty, you have a really talented team. I think it helped Amir Jenkins actually.
Yes.
I
agree.
think Amir, having talent there, 2 point guards, I think it gave Amir more confidence. Now, I'm going to put this team on my back and I'm going to show people how good I am. I think it made a difference for Amir. I think we still would have been that North High team with or without those kids. I just think it just made Amir a better player, I think.
Yes, and then quick, he went to Worcester Academy, if I'm correct,
Yes.
correct? Yes. I
Yes.
just had to verify that.
Yes.
All right. Pick your brain on football real quick. How do you think the Patriots did?
I mean, they won their first preseason game. It's hard to say right now. Get me back over here in like when they play like 3-4 games and we could talk about it. I'm unsure. I don't know yet. I don't know.
Who do you think's the starter going to be on week 1? If you were Gerard Mayo,
In
who
the
would you
court-
start?
In the quarterback room.
Quarterback. Oh my God. Who do we have to choose out of?
Apparently Bailey Zappi's still there too.
You got him, you got 2 rookies, and Drake May and Joe Milton. Drake May was 3rd overall, Joe Milton was 6th overall, and you got Jacoby Brissett, who used to be here back in 2014, so he's a vet, he's coming back.
I'm not sure. Who you going with?
I mean, it's Brissett. I think you got the vet coming in, so I've just, at this point, I feel like you put him.
I
and
do
you
like
get,
like veterans over
Also, it's the thing,
rookies.
like almost like how you just said with Amir Jenkins, where you get like rookie quarterbacks to sit
Yeah.
behind him, get some time, and definitely step up. Also, like you said, Amir Jenkins, that was one of those things. Even I was away at college. That's one of those things I noticed when watching y'all
Yeah.
box scores, how much he stepped up and was a difference maker that next year.
I agree with that. I go with the veteran guy over a rookie. I agree.
Yeah,
So,
so we're
Jacoby
going.
Brissett.
Yeah, he's going Brissett.
So all three of us agreed Jacoby
So
Brissett.
I'm going the veteran guy. Yeah. If he doesn't perform, then we're gonna get him out of there quick.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna sit here and wait 3, 4, 5 games for him to produce.
Yeah.
Now that is actually quick question. Have you ever had like a freshman kid straight out of high school who you've let like play good varsity minutes because he's proved himself, even though he doesn't have that like I guess you could say like veteran type experience of playing a couple years?
I had the first freshman on my varsity team last year, Lenaje Christopher. He was a sophomore this year. I thought he got better from his freshman year to his sophomore year. He's actually gotten better now, playing with those guys who are older. So he's the youngest one in the group. He went to prep school as well. I think he's the next one up. He's been under Talon and Amir and some of those, Kari,
Yes.
some of those guys. So I think putting him on varsity at an early age, I think it only helped him. So I'm looking for big things out of him. So can't wait to see what, his journey.
I'll say I got a chance to see him in like my senior year of high school when he was like in the middle school league. I found that was before he came to y'all. I remember he was really good then.
Yeah,
so.
he's taller now. He's about 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
He's gotten really better. He's got a lot of confidence. So I think he's going to be a pretty good player in the next 2-3 years.
And then
So we have to go real quick to a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna have you back on for a little bit, and then we gotta go to another break, hard break. Hold on one second. We'll be right back.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, Tiffany Williams back here on Monday Night Sports Talk on News Talk New England and East Coast Sports Hub on iHeartRadio, alongside DJ. And joining us tonight is Coach Alan Pethway from Worcester State University basketball. Got to ask you, going back to the Olympics, talk to me about that women's team there in the Olympics.
You know what? It's funny. I didn't get a chance to watch the women. I just missed the end of the gold medal game, but they're pretty good. I mean, women's basketball has come a long way. So I think they won. This is their eighth times in a row. So the women are pretty tough, man. They've come a long way. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to really watch them because I had a lot of other stuff going on. But I tried to catch the end of the gold medal game, but I just missed that. So, but they brought the gold home, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, right? 3-on-3, 3x3, Ice Cube. What are you thinking about that?
The big three?
Yeah, the big three.
Oh, I plan on going this weekend.
Yeah.
Sunday. I'm going to actually be on the yacht on Saturday, and then I plan on hopefully getting back and going to the big three. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm intrigued by it. I actually watched the semis yesterday. So, and then I know they're going to Boston this week. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what that's like in person. So I tried to go last year, but I'm going to try to get there this year.
Awesome. Anything you want to say to the fans of the Worcester State University basketball team?
Just November 8th is our first home game. The gym holds 2,500 people. I expect the entire campus to be there in their blue and gold and supporting the two-time mascot champions, hopefully three-peat.
Nice. Awesome. For News Talk New England, I'm Tiffany Williams alongside DJ Harden and Coach Pethway. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
I know you got a busy schedule, so we're going to let you go. And when we come back, we're going to touch about Boston College with Knowledge.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Sports Talk here on News Talk New England, Chi-Town Sports Hub, East Coast Sports Hub. We're all over the place. And we're going to get into some Boston College football. I know Knowledge, Bethea, and Tiffany Williams are both joining me here. Now, you guys have been through practices, so kind of want to hear what you guys have seen through practice, maybe who you guys are most excited about. And, I'll let you guys take the reins here.
Okay, so at Boston College, it was really an amazing experience. Finally going into the practice facility with everybody that was there, getting to see the new coach O'Brien, the one and only Bill O'Brien, who was the coach for the New England Patriots. A guy who was coaching under Tom Brady. The greatest of all time quarterback in my opinion, Tom Brady. It was really a great experience to actually have. One person I was really loved to see over there, it was KP Price, who is the defensive back, a DB at Boston College. He was actually an amazing guy. While watching him practice and everything, after the scrimmages and everything, he was doing really amazing.
I gotta echo that. Tommy Castellanos, I think he's gonna be a guy to watch out for this year with Boston College. That's QB1. And then you guys like Griffin, also a homegrown player from Springfield, Massachusetts, who definitely is. I think he's gonna do pretty good this year as well. And you have guys like KP, who was there. We came into the podium and talked to us and stuff too. I even think he said your name during the interview. But then you have guys like Drake Sean as well at Boston College, who are pretty good too. That I think are going to do really great this year. And they've really been getting out into this training camp and grinding to get ready for this upcoming season. Castellanos, we saw when we were there that day, but every day, I believe today was day 8, day 9 of training camp, just to get ready. Their first game out the gate is Florida State University, FSU. And that's going to be a tough team to play for Boston College. Do I think they can get the job done? Of course they can get the job done. They have Coach O'Brien, he's an offensive coach.
They have Coach Lewis too.
And Coach Willis.
As defensive coach. I think he's really going to help the team out greatly defensively. And we have already Bill O'Brien offensively. That's going to carry an even score of both defense and offense.
Yeah, you have two masterminds. as your head coach in Bill O'Brien, and then in your defensive coordinator with Coach Lewis. I mean, he's produced all-pro athletes. Michael Strahan, for instance, when he was with the Giants. So I have a lot of confidence in BC football this year, that they're going to go a long way. Steven, I'd love to hear your take on FSU and some of those games out the gate for Boston College.
Well, as you mentioned, they're hosting Florida. They have Florida State this year. Last year they hosted Florida State, and obviously they had Travis Barker, the star quarterback. He eventually was out for the year towards ACL. He's now in the NFL. I believe he was drafted. He might be a free agent somewhere, but he has left Florida State nonetheless. As you mentioned, they are at Florida State in Tallahassee. First game, which is on September 2nd, 7:30 ABC. Will be Curb Herbstreit, Chris Fowler. The ABC crew will be on that game. And then they come home for their home opener on September 7th. And I'm going to butcher this name. The school's out of Pittsburgh. It's called Duquesne's, I think. Duquesne? I don't actually know. I do know it's out of Pittsburgh. Played in the Atlantic 10 in basketball because I did cover a women's college basketball tournament in Richmond, and they had Duquesne in there. That's a 3:30 kickoff. We also got games such as, I think North Carolina comes to town, and they have another star quarterback, as they've had a few star quarterbacks the last few years. You got Louisville coming on a Friday night, October 25th. That'll be a 7:30 night game on Friday. So a lot of I'm most excited though about Bill O'Brien. He's the head coach of Boston College. I wrote the story about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening. We were talking to the Woo Sox play-by-play guy earlier, talking about things that were just like, wow, these type of moments. This is one of those moments where you're just like, wow, Bill O'Brien is the head coach of the Boston College Eagles. I mean, that's just wow. That's all I can say.
It's just an amazing thing, especially for the people that are already at Boston College. They get to literally get coached by one of the greatest coaches that's ever been in the game of football at every level. And first he was at NFL, and now he's coming back to college to get the kids ready for the NFL. And I think that's really going to help a lot of these kids that are at this school. For example, like Trayshawn Ward and Kai, probably might mess up his last name a little bit. Sorry about this. Robichaux.
Yeah, I butcher his name all the time.
Robichaux, both running backs. I think him, especially what he did with the Patriots, especially like if they don't need Thomas, the quarterback throwing all the plays, they can definitely make a play for the running backs. Bill O'Brien definitely would be great with that, have the offensive linemen help him. And, I think there's going to be a lot of chemistry that's going to happen and connections that are going to be really great with this season with the Boston College.
I think Tom Castellanos, he's not to depend on his running backs a lot. He's not to depend on his receivers a lot. But he likes to run that ball a lot. And I think that's what might hurt him down the line as well. It's great to be a quarterback that it's not afraid to run the ball. But sometimes you got to rely on your running backs and your receivers and stuff. You have other players around you for a reason. I mean, you need to kind of rely on them and what they're capable of too, besides just depending on yourself or thinking that the game's just about you.
Well, I'm actually excited. I remember watching Castellanos with us. We covered them last year at Boston College. I like watching Castellanos use his legs. I am a big fan of the versatile quarterbacks. Kyler Murray is a big fan of his. Russell Wilson also can use his legs. Even Justin Fields. I was like, he can run the ball if he needs to. And that's what I like about Castellanos. He can run the ball if he needs to. And then you mentioned Robichaux, their running back. Watched him last year as well. He did very well. And you look at the other teams in the ACC, including Cal and Stanford, by the way, who are joining the ACC this year, along with Southern Methodist, who, by the way, Boston College beat in the Family Bowl. Thank you very much. But anyway, so a very exciting season for college football. Boston College, Southern Methodist.
Southern who?
Methodist.
Southern got smashed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good game, but defensively for Boston College anyway. I do remember that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, speaking of, look at the rest of the teams in the ACC. The only team that I think could have a powerful run game as Boston College might be North Carolina, because their quarterbacks are always run the football just like we talked about Tom Castellanos. He's going to run the football this year. So I think BC might lead the ACC.
When you look at those teams that BC is playing, and you look at, I think they might lose 2 of those games. That's it.
We will see what happens, but I'm excited to see how their run game is this year, especially again Castellanos, Robichaux. We'll see how it is. Boston College first game September 2nd at Florida State in Tallahassee this year. Game 7:30 on ABC. Home opener September 7th against DeKents. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry, folks. 3:30 kickoff from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Any final thoughts on Boston College?
And if you're going to Boston and you're going to a BC game, you might as well stop off at Ziggy Bombs in Boston.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's right. Ziggy Bomb has a couple new locations. Obviously, they started here in Worcester, and now they also have a location in not only in Boston, they also have a location in Leicester, Massachusetts as well, which is two towns away, maybe one town away.
Literally 2 towns, I think. Maybe one.
Two. I'm right. I should know this. I worked at the first job I had in Massachusetts was working at the Leicester Walmart, so I should know how far it is. But you get the point, folks. Ziggy Bombs,
It's
Leicester Walmart, Boston,
It's literally
and
the
Worcester.
neighbor to Worcester.
Right.
Going
Okay,
to
so it
the-
is one town.
going
So
to the south.
yeah, you get the point, folks. Ziggy Bombs, Worcester, Boston, and Leicester.
Yes.
So, yeah, any final thoughts on Boston College?
I'm coughing.
Tips enjoying a little candy here today.
Yes.
Some
I have to have
Snickers, Kit Kats,
my
and
candy bars.
but she's staying hydrated with a very interesting bottle of water here.
So this bottle is very interesting. It just tells me like when I need to drink. It gives me
and
encouragement.
it's got a bunch of words on it. I can't.
It says almost finished. You did it when you get to the bottom of it and drink it all.
There you go.
All the way done, just by the way, everybody's
All right,
all
so
the way done.
I think
It's not all the way done yet.
I think we're all set there on Boston College. So once again, folks, September 2nd, 7:30 ABC. They'll be in Tallahassee to take on Florida State. When we come back, we're talking championship football playoffs. That's right. Massachusetts Pirates are in the IFL championship game. More on that next here on iHeartRadio.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. You take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Sports Talk here on News Talk New England, presented by M&T Bank. Sorry about that, DJ GG joining us back here on the podcast. I keep trying to say broadcast. I don't know. I'm so used to saying broadcast. It's a podcast, folks. We were doing a podcast. And now with DJ joining us once again, we were talking about the Massachusetts Pirates. And what a season it has been. Oh, my goodness gracious. They started 4-0. They dropped like 6 of the last 8 games to go. Well, they finished 8-8. Let's start with that. And if it was a regular season finale loss in Tulsa to the Oilers, and you're thinking you're going to the playoffs. I was thinking going to the playoffs. There's no way the Pirates are going to the championship, right? I mean, this is a one and done. Wrong. The Massachusetts Pirates have pulled off 2 road wins, defeating the Frisco Fighters in the first round 53-50 to advance to the Eastern Conference Championship game, in which they defeated the 1-seeded Green Bay Blizzard in dominating fashion, by the way. They dominated the Blizzard in that Eastern Championship game 51-28. And now, the rematch. They will take on the Arizona Rattlers, who they played in the 2021 United Bowl before they changed it to the National Championship game. So, what are we hoping to see here in this game as the Pirates look to win their second championship in franchise history?
First of all, one has to think, are the Pirates even going to win this game? Because I don't think they are.
Ouch.
I think it's going to be very hard for them to win this game. So yeah, that's my opinion on this. I think I'm gonna stick by that. I'm gonna it's gospel, going to the grave with it. I know that you're enthusiastic about them winning, want them to win, but I don't know.
Well, I guess I'll take the optimism card here and say, in Benefield, we trust. I don't know about y'all. In Jimmy Robinson, we trust. Carrington, who else? I'm just going to say, in the Pirates, we trust. If they got this far, 8-8, look, even though I'm a Patriots fan, I grew up a Patriots fan, and it's hard to talk about them little wild card New York Giants. I'm just going to say, I think the Pirates, they're pulling off a little, had rough season, ended rough, and they've got their stuff together. And hey, it's only one game. Any given Sunday, or technically it's a Saturday for this game, but you get the point. You get the point, Steven. Any given Sunday. I really can put my faith in a team that I've watched. And I mean, they got this far. They've already pulled up some upsets that we weren't expecting or weren't even supposed to happen. So,
I mean, I believe in Alejandro Benefield. I like Jimmy Robinson. The Carrington's okay.
Ouch.
Other than those guys there, I mean, is Zico even still with the team?
Yeah, Seago is still with the
He's
team.
with the team.
Yes.
Bondage is gone. And then Muhammad Dubai.
Mohamed Mumbai, he was out for the season.
He's out for the season.
He never played a snap
So
for
he
the
hasn't played a
Pirates this
snap.
season, unfortunately.
On defense.
Yep.
Is Elam still there?
Matt Elam, I believe, is still there.
Elam,
Yep.
Matt?
Matt Elam's going to go for a championship.
He's going. Okay. I mean, I do have faith. I mean, Alejandro Benefield, I've watched him for the past 6 seasons. So, but then I've watched them get to the final, and then they just blow it all, as well. So I don't know. I've learned with the Pirates, I just don't get my hopes up anymore.
I mean, that's fair. I've been covering their team the last 3 years, and each of the last 2 they have lost. I believe they lost the first. I know the first year I was here in Worcester, they lost to the Quad City Steamwheelers 40-39 after Quad City kicked the game-winning extra point at the end of the game. I don't remember what happened last year. I know they obviously didn't make the championship game because last year it was 2 different teams. I think it was Northern.
It's the Frisco Fighters.
They lost in the first round.
Right, yeah, the Pirates.
They lost in the first round, yeah.
But it's to the Fighters last year? I don't remember.
It was the first.
They lost to the Fighters last
Yes,
year.
it was the first round. I remember it because last year it was like they needed to win 1 game to clinch a playoff spot in like 3 games.
Oh, that's right.
And they
We
waited to
had a whole thing
They
about
waited to
this.
the very last game to finally pull it off again. I think against Frisco, and they ended up having to play.
No, now I remember. They were on the road for the last 3 games of the regular season. They needed to win 1 of those games to get a playoff
lost
game,
all
a
3.
home playoff game at that. They lost all 3 of those games, and then they went over to Sioux Falls and lost
That's
the
what it
playoff
was.
game. That's what it was.
Because they lost to Sioux Falls
I
at
remember
home,
being
and they had to play them again at home.
disappointed.
Yes, it was Sioux Falls.
We were all disappointed about that. Literally, you need to win 1 of your final 3 games to get a home playoff spot. You couldn't do it. I remember being so upset about that. And then they went to Sioux Falls and lost in the first round. Now I remember.
Where did that voice just come from?
Oh my God! I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, I'm so mad that they
came from
did that.
that came from a place of deep anger.
I am still very angry that the Pirates blew it last year.
Gotta be
But you know
real with
what?
y'all. I was heated because I wanted to see a home playoff game. I was ready.
I'm saying. I mean, I was so happy to be.
We were like,
my
oh.
first year here. I was so happy that they had a home playoff game. Of course, it was on my birthday, 28th birthday.
Yes, 'cause
and
that
they
was my
lost.
first. That was my first ever day with y'all.
That's right, and they lost to the Steamwheelers.
Yes, that was my first ever game I covered with y'all. Was their first playoff game on his birthday.
And I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you remember being outside of the DCU Center, and Coach JoJo was pretty upset.
Yes.
We'll just leave it at that. I won't say what he said on air.
Who's Coach JoJo?
He was, JoJo.
JoJo Charles was not he wasn't a coach.
Or whatever he was. I remember him
Don't get me started.
He
on
was
that.
irate as
Whatever
all
it
hell.
was.
And
Don't get me
we
started
won't even
on that.
say what he said. We can't even say what he said on air.
Whatever his title
He
is, he was
said
heated.
some-
He was director of football operations.
Okay, whatever he was. He was pretty.
I don't think he could coach his way to.
Well-
don't get me started on JoJo
I
Charles.
mean, he was
please.
pissed.
Hey,
I remember
hey.
he was so mad.
I say it like this. Let's put it like this. Whatever his title was, he was hotter than 50s. That's all I
He
know.
was disrespectful
we
to everybody.
can't say what he said after the game on
He
air.
was the
Just
most
leave it at that.
disrespectful person I ever met.
All right, Tiff.
All right, but anyway,
In
so
through the nose, out through the mouth.
as I was saying,
Out through the mouth.
so the Pirates, after disappointing last
I just didn't
season,
like him. He was a little snot.
a little disappointing into this season as well. And now the Pirates are back after 2 playoff road wins in the IFL National Championship game. We'll take on the Arizona Rattlers. That is Saturday, August 17th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I didn't realize it was going to be such an early kickoff from it's actually the Lee's Family Forum now. It's no longer the Donald Lone Center in Henderson, Nevada, about 15 minutes outside of Las Vegas. This is going. I'll make the announcement here. I'll get more into it another time. After 3 seasons covering the Massachusetts Pirates, this is going to be my last game covering this team. So you already know, I'm hoping the Pirates win this game.
Just for that, they're gonna lose.
I'm going. If they lose, I'll be disappointed.
See,
but I'm like, all right.
you just jinxed them.
I mean,
No, don't
just
don't
jinxed
put it in the air. Put it in the air. Knock on some wood, y'all.
No,
Come on.
wood burns.
Knock
Let's just
on
knock
wood.
on wood. Just knock on the air.
I mean, so obviously,
Knock on whatever.
Tiff's gonna go with the Rattlers. Me and DJ are going with the Pirates. This is my last game covering the team, and what a dream, what a storybook ending it would be for them to go out with a championship. That would just be great. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Arizona Rattlers, Massachusetts Pirates, Lee's Fan Before, Manchester, Nevada, Saturday, August 17th, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern.
And you'll be there.
I will be there. Cannot wait.
Have fun. And I'm gonna say one last thing.
Actually, it's gonna be 104 degrees on Saturday. I'm not gonna have fun with that.
Ooh, God bless. Anyway, one last thing I'm just gonna say once again.
Do you have your Speedo ready?
Oh my God, we're not going there.
One last thing I'm just gonna say once again. In Benefield, I trust. Thank you.
Benefield we
Listen,
trust.
I trust Benefield. I trust Benefield a lot, but I don't know.
I'm just gonna pull a T.O. That's my quarterback.
Quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
If he comes back, we'll have to get Bell and the other kid there to come over here on Monday night. Oh, did you want to be here?
Oh, Wilson Bell and Ezekiel Rose?
Ezekiel Rose to come over here and palm his head.
Oh yeah, we'll have to have him on the show. If they win the championship, we gotta have him on, of course. No doubt about that.
I'll be honest. That's gotta be up there for like one of my favorite interviews ever. Was when Wilson Bell palmed my head after the end of that interview. No, because he really did. Like, I was his little brother. Like, that was really nice. And I know, like, in this space, they talk about having connections with the players and relationships. So, like, that was really cool when I got, like, cooling up with all the Pirates players. Like, the other day, I saw Carrington watching Dejanay Carrington at the Connecticut Sun about it, like, a month ago. And I just walked by him and we recognized her. I was like, oh, what's up? Like, that was really cool. So, like...
We're going to get to Connecticut Sun after. That's a lot of conversation.
It's a great segue.
Look at me go.
Yeah.
Segue!
All right. So
Watch me go.
Yeah, let's go to commercial. We'll be right back with the Connecticut Sun. DJ Tiff taking over. When we come back, you're listening to Monday Night Sports Talk on iHeart Radio.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. You take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
There you go. All right, we are back. So technically, this is Connecticut Sun related, but we have reached DJ's 60-second blitz. No ranting today, nothing bad. I did forget my alarm. That scared me though. I looked up thinking it was a tornado warning. But yes, we have reached DJ's 60-second blitz. Now, unlike usual, where I'm ranting about Derrick Henry being the best running back in the NFL, or I'm ranting about Joe Milton should start over Drake May, or Mac Jones stinks, this one's gonna be a little more fun. This 60-second blitz is going to be a bit of a hoorah for the women's Olympic team. In particular, Connecticut Sun's Alyssa Thomas. First, I gotta say, congratulations, way to do it. But this blitz is special to me because now, Steven, I don't know about you, but on my resume, I can now claim I have interviewed a gold medalist. That has got to be something that dope, something I can claim. So honestly, this 60-second blitz is gonna be real short and sweet. It's gonna be a quick way for me to say congratulations, Alyssa Thomas. I appreciate you getting that gold because now I can claim I've met someone who's touched some gold medal. Cool in the gang. Good night. That's my 60-second blitz.
Welcome back, everybody. Monday Night Sports Talk here on News Talk New England, presented by M&T Bank on our radio, East Coast Sports Hub, Chi-Town Sports Hub, and wherever you may get your podcasts. We actually have a little semi-pro news. We're going to get into some of that semi-pro football. The League of All Leagues Alliance kicked off their 2024 season. They are one of those late summer leagues that go into the end of October, maybe beginning of November. They have 6 teams this year, including the storied franchise. The New York Bears are back. The Long Island Devils, though, unfortunately, are playing their last season as a team. That's sad to hear. We look forward to seeing them in 2025, but we will not see them in 2025. 2024 will be their last year. But big news, and this is the biggest news of all. If you follow some football like I do, you know Kevin, owner of East Coast Rock Locker Room Live, owner of the Golden Lions. They play out of New Britain, Connecticut. They have switched from the East Coast Football League to Big East Football. They're joining Big East Football for 2025, and they're also going to Vegas. No, they're not going for the IFL Championship game. They're going to Las Vegas in February, the weekend of February 15th and 16th, for a semi-pro national showcase. So congratulations to Kevin on all your success. I'll be seeing you in 2025 in the Big East Football. It'll be a lot of fun to see that. Also, Jonathan Matlock, owner of the New England Black Panthers, who play out of Springfield, Massachusetts. That team's coming back in 2025 as well. So a lot of semi-pro stuff. A lot of stuff going on in the semi-pro world. The New England Football League, obviously, in the midst of their season. It's the latter half of the season. Southern Vermont Storm currently leads the NEFL. There are 7 teams in the NEFL, by the way. Southern Vermont Storm are 6-1. Middleborough Cobras right behind them at 5-2. Worcester Wildcats are third place. They're 4-2 after a 21-14 victory over the Rhode Island Riptide this past weekend out in Cranston, Rhode Island. And I mean, yeah, it's that's it for your semi-pro news. DJ, let's get into some college football, shall we? We talked a little bit about Rutgers, Howard. And that's pretty much all we got to talk about when it came to college football. But there's a lot else going on. The preseason, the AP Top 25 came out today, and well, are we really surprised who's number 1? It's Georgia.
Well, yeah, they always give them number 1. At this point, it feels like ritual.
Number 2, I know, is Ohio State. I have to actually go ahead and look at the rest of the
Might as well.
top 10.
I'm just going to jump the gun now and say this ahead. I'm just going to give my quick little Heisman yell out now. I'm going to be honest. And Jalen Milroe, I trust.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That is my guy. That's my new guy now. I know he got that thing with the link, let a naysayer know. I am not a naysayer. I say this. I think he's the truth. I'm really excited to see what he does this year. I think he's going to bring it, no doubt about it. I'm a Jalen Milroe supporter this next year. Also, though, another person I think that's going to be on the watch for the Heisman, that's non-quarterback, Ollie Gordon, Oklahoma State. I think that he's going to be on the lookout there. I think just he think he's going to be up there. Most likely, All-American, or it's All-American, right, for the first teams. It's not All-Pro. Or
No, I believe you're right. It's All-American. I do believe so, yes, sir.
I had to double-check that because I was like, it's all something. But I know that. All-Conference, they're all going to get the All-Conference. I think he's going to be All-American, first team. I have no doubt about it. I personally think Ollie Gordon's going to be the best running back coming out of that class. Also, even though I know it's not East Coast, so don't pick on me too hard, but them Buffaloes. Are we believing any hype of prime time?
No, I'm not. I mean, after last year's debacle and what a mess that was, I'm not believing in anything until I see it.
You're not buying in?
No, not at all. Not until I need to believe when I see it. That's what it is.
They already sold me. I think Carlisle's going to improve when they win. I don't expect them to win they're not going to win no conference or nothing. They're not winning the Big 12. Quinn Ewers in Texas still exists and does a lot of other colleges in that Big 12. But I do think Colorado's going to give people a little run for their money and start a little better. I mean, they went from 1 win to 3. I see them going from 3
to 3.
I'm just saying, that's the thing. That's one thing with Colorado last year that I didn't understand when everybody freaked out. And I was like, I mean, they only had 1 win. I see 1 to 3 going about 3 to 6. I see them going about 500 this year. I'll be honest. I can see it.
And so I do have the top 25 here in front of me. Again, the AP preseason top 25 poll ranking came out today.
Yep, hit me.
Number 1, Georgia. They got 46 first place votes. Number 2 is Ohio State. They got 15. And the only other team to get any first place votes was Oregon. They got 1. Number 3. Four is Texas. They got 2 quarterbacks, Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning, of course. Number 5, your boy, Jalen Milroe and Alabama. Number 6 is Ole Miss. I think that's a little surprising.
Shocker.
Interesting. Number 7, Notre Dame. They got Riley Leonard. He transferred from Duke.
Yes.
Duke transfer. So we'll see him at quarterback. Number 8, Penn State. Still got James Franklin.
Yeah.
A great coach. This team is interesting. I don't know why they're so high. Number 9 is Michigan. Post Harbaugh. They just got in a lot of trouble with something about recruiting or something or another.
The trouble does make Michigan look feared, but I think they might have something.
It's a mess.
They just might.
We talked about it earlier. Boston College will go to Florida State. They're the 10th team in the country. Missouri 11, Utah 12,
Makes sense.
LSU 13. They have a couple. Always got some stars over there.
Doesn't
Clemson
shock
14.
me.
That's shocking too. They've
No,
gone down.
Clemson at 14 is wild.
That's wild. I mean, it's wild, right?
That's wild.
I mean, they've fallen off the rocker since winning the championship in like 2019.
You ain't
They've
kidding.
fallen off the rocker. 15 is Tennessee. They always had a nice quarterback. See who they have this year. Hendon Hooker, obviously, former quarterback from Tennessee, is now with the Lions.
Yeah, you got Milton.
Right. No, Joe Milton too. Yeah, pretty
They've
good.
turned out some people.
How about this? You talked about Oklahoma State. They're 17th, but right above them, big brother Oklahoma's at 16. So that'll be interesting. And I don't know if he transferred, but this is the funniest name. I don't know if knowledge. You probably never heard of this name. The quarterback for Oklahoma, his name is General Booty. And no, I'm not kidding. Here comes the laughter. I'm not kidding. He might have transferred. I'm not sure, but
I can't help
he's a guy to look out for this season.
My man Booty.
Yeah, literally, his name is General Booty. Anyway, number 18, Kansas State. Number 19, the Miami of Florida Hurricanes. 20, Texas A&M. Arizona 21. I think they just fired Herm Edwards past year. Surprising.
I thought Herm Edwards was at Arizona State though.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Because he was in N'Keal Harry.
Number 22 is Kansas. They're finally relevant. Oh my God, it's been
wow.
I remember back in 2007, Kansas was like the number 2 team in the country
behind Florida. Them Gators.
That's right. They were relevant. USC number 23, of course, Lincoln Riley.
Yeah,
and,
they fell off.
Their new quarterback. I don't remember his name. I watched him in the Holiday Bowl. He is going to be awesome if he starts this year. I forget his name, but I remember watching him during because Caleb Williams did not play in the Holiday Bowl against Louisville, and USC's quarterback killed it in that game. NC State 24 and number 25 is Iowa. So a lot going on this college football season. Obviously, a lot of transfers like Riley Leonard transferring from Duke to Notre Dame. Jalen Milroe probably up top the Heisman discussion right
to
now.
To me, he's the front runner in my brain.
Yeah,
I know everybody keeps throwing out Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. I don't believe in it. I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
I don't
That's
buy it.
another one.
I don't buy the Dylan Gabriels at all. I'm a Milroe guy. Also, Ollie Gordon. I realized I'm an Oklahoma State guy over Oklahoma. I've always realized I am. Well, I had a cousin who played there, so I feel like I realized
fair
that
enough.
like that does my brain like in sense. But like Ollie Gordon, that's even though like I have my my rootings. Like I genuinely believe like whether he was at Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, Peru, I don't know, wherever Ollie Gordon is, I do genuinely believe that he's going to be something special. I mean, didn't he put up like 500 yards in a game last year?
Yeah, he was pretty good. And then another guy that a lot of people are talking about. My friends don't believe in him. His name is Carson Beck, the quarterback out of Georgia.
I don't.
And there's another one. DJ don't believe in him either. So
I'm not.
I don't know. Can the number 1 team stay the number 1 team? Led by Carson Beck this year, new quarterback for the Bulldogs. We shall find out. Season kicking off very soon. Oh, by the way, how do you feel about the 12-team college playoffs?
I love it. Everybody else is beefing with it. I'm here for it. To me, I like the idea of letting a smaller school like a Liberty University or somebody sneaking in the 12th
Right?
seed. Because to me, it's like why I love March Madness, the chaos. I secretly think what they should do is just let every major FBS conference send their winner and just full blown. I know it's cool with the whole you let 2 people in, but I really like an idea where you let every conference winner and just one tournament like that. And let one of them random FBS independents let a UMass run up in there and start causing some ruckus. I'm here for that. So I like the 12-team playoff idea. You also give more opportunities to teams. So now you're not having a Florida State get robbed at number 6 or number 4. There's only 4 teams, so Florida State getting robbed. Even though I understand why they did it with the Jordan Travis injury, but I'm just I like the idea where you can have more teams competing and less teams are getting robbed. So now when you're coming down to 12, 13, at least you let 12 teams in. That's the top 12. That's half the AP pool if you think about it, as opposed to we only letting in 4.
Yeah, that's right. I'm very excited to see who gets into the college football playoff this year, which now, for the first time ever, has 12 teams instead of what we saw with 4 the last few years. All right, that's it for college football talk. Week 0 is coming up in a few weeks, folks, so we're in the swing of football season. Can't wait. It's going to be a great time of the year. All right, we'll be right back. Tiff and DJ coming back with the Olympics, the Connecticut Sun. You are listening to Monday Night Sports Talk right here on IR Radio.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
Welcome back to Monday Night Sports Talk on News Talk New England and the East Coast Sports Hub. On iHeartRadio, I'm Tiffany Williams. So I wanted to touch on an important topic tonight. I made a comment on Twitter, a post on Twitter, about the whole Jarren Duran situation. I know it's a very sensitive situation for a lot of people with what he said to a fan that was heckling him at a game the other night. Let me be more specific in what I'm saying here. First of all, I don't like the word that he used. I have zero tolerance usually for anyone that uses the word. But I think that, and any other word in that is derogatory. But I think that in this situation, people calling him out of character and calling him a bigot and saying that he's a racist and saying that he doesn't like this population or that population, I understand that people tend to get tense and tend to be consumed by the moment of Twitter and Facebook and what the media is saying out there about the whole situation. I understand that people can become so consumed in the moment and not take a step back and realize they don't even really know the guy. They know the athlete. If you need to know the person, you probably realize he's not a bigot like he's being portrayed to be. He's not a bigot at all. Again, I have zero tolerance. I don't like that word being used. I get on my friends about it constantly because in our own community, we say it back and forth to each other. And it should never be said. Did he apologize for it? Immediately after the game, he came out with an apology through the Red Sox organization, sent out a statement apologizing for the entire thing. So please don't take out of context what I said. I, as a openly trans woman, believe that he is not a bigot. He has never disrespected me, and has always been, he's kept it 100 with me. So to Jarren Duran, I'm glad that you came out and immediately recognized what you did was wrong. And I'm glad that you came out and you apologized for what you said. And I hope that you will learn from what you said and educate not only yourself like you said you were going to, but also educate others down the road that you might come in contact with as well. With that being said, the Red Sox and the Major League Baseball have suspended Jarren Duran for 2 games and without pay. His pay will be donated to PFLAG. I support PFLAG. I love PFLAG. I've volunteered for PFLAG. I've raised money for PFLAG. So I'm glad that his money, his pay is going to be donated to an organization that's going to support the community. But on that note, I would say this. I understand that we all give a lot of money to PFLAG and other organizations. I would rather see that money go to a program that's actually going to support LGBTQ people and not the families and allies of LGBTQ people, but specifically to LGBTQ people. But they're making that donation to PFLAG. I'm glad they're doing that. Maybe he can make a donation to You Can Play Sports or something like that instead. DJ's here with me. DJ, I know that this is a very touchy topic, Steven, kind of, but DJ, you're here with me. When do we say, or when do we have zero tolerance for certain words in sports?
Yeah, you're right. This is touchy. Ooh, wow. I'm feeling a little tense. I can't lie when talking on stuff like this. Because you said, there's a time and place for everything. But there's certain places, like you said, there's certain things there's not a time and place for. And certain words, like that one, we don't got to make the list. I mean, people probably know the list of words. There's no tolerance for. I personally haven't seen what context to use it in, but I can't find a reason or a context where it would be good to use it in. Now, granted, I think people can, lose their way and say things they don't mean and not have to be labeled and can fix it. Or if they are that way, they can grow. I firmly believe people can change. So I'm not going to throw any harsh words at Durant or anything for what he did. If anything, I just hope you then go and educate yourself and do better next time. I mean, that's all you really can ask for, if anything. But like you said, I mean, in sports and life in general, with words like that, why? As I always joke, sometimes people, there's so many words in English language. Just use something else.
Use something else, yeah.
Just use something else. So yeah, the whole situation in itself is just unfortunate. Now you slice it, like you said, because we had News Talk. You've mentioned how Durant's a good guy, and we've never seen anything bad like that from him. No. And I mean, I think Durant got called up by the time I started to cover the Woo Sox, so I've never personally met Durant or anything, but from what I've heard, I've never heard anything bad about it. So, it just seems more like an unfortunate situation in this scenario for him to get caught up in something like this. And I mean, for me, I'm just one of those, there's no tolerance. I don't even know, the context or anything, but just, if anything, you made the mistake, you apologize, now just do better.
Yeah.
And I just hope people can accept what he's done and hopefully forgive him eventually one time. I mean, that's the hope anyway. I know it is a little rough, of course, trying to, some people, they're not going to let it go. And I understand why some people won't let something like that go, of course. I hope they find it in their hearts to let it go eventually.
I totally agree with you. I mean, yes, exactly. It's one of those words that we should never use. I hope he learns from it. I hope he grows from this. And I'm not going to knock him as a baseball player. I'm not going to call him a bigot. I think that in the heat of the moment, it's a word that he used that he shouldn't have used. So I'm going to leave it at that. We'll be right back after this break with some Olympics talk.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. You take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Monday Night Sports Talk here on News Talk New England, presented by M&T Bank. So we're going to let Knowledge, Bethea, and DJ Harding cook here. We're going to get on the discussion of the Olympics. And the biggest story is not that the U.S. men's national team, basketball team, that is, won gold medal over France. It's the fact that Jason Tatum played how many minutes? I mean, not enough, apparently, according to these two. So they're literally, as we record this, folks, they're like two guys at a silent movie right now. I know Charlie Chaplin's one guy in a silent movie. I don't know anybody else in a silent movie. So we're gonna let these guys be non-silent. That's true. One of them thinks. Well, let's just see what they think, because we're gonna let them cook. Jason Tatum did not play in the Olympics. Why not?
Jason Tatum did not play in the Olympics because they already have every other person that they need. Literally, they have Steph Curry. But what is Tatum gonna do that Kevin Durant and LeBron cannot do already? Why do they need him? Please tell me, why do they need him?
Knowledge.
It doesn't matter that he already won a championship. It does not matter. You have Kevin Durant. You have LeBron.
Knowledge.
You do not need him. Even Devin Booker is better than Tatum.
Knowledge. My brother, I love you. I've known you since the 5th grade.
No.
But
listen,
you, sir,
no,
are
not
you are
at all.
wild.
Not at
you
all.
You are absolutely
What is Tatum going to do that Kevin Durant cannot do?
Sir, there's 40 minutes and there's 12
What is
players.
Tatum going to do that LeBron
Why does it
can't
have
already?
to be? Why? First of all, why you got LeBron and KD playing 30 minutes a game? We don't need. They didn't need all that. They could literally just been taking.
They kind of
shits.
did because some of the games they were going down.
word.
They were going down as soon as they put Kevin Durant in. Some of the games, literally, they went on a run.
Okay, but then who you sub out for Durant? Because who's your
LeBron.
start? Let's go. Who's your starting lineup? Let's go.
My opinion?
Yes, starting lineup USA team. Because me, I got Steph. I go Steph. I go Ant. I go LeBron, KD, and then I go Anthony Davis. Off that bench, you're telling me Tatum's not coming off that bench to sub them out?
No, he should not.
So who's coming off that bench then?
Bro, literally anybody else except for Tatum. Literally everybody else and then Tatum can do anything
You are
else.
absolutely what is
Tatum going to do? What is Tatum going to do?
Yes,
Tatum does not even play defense
Bro,
for real. Tatum does
yes,
not
he
play.
does.
Kevin Durant can play better defense than Tatum.
First of all, everybody on the
Kevin
Celtics,
Durant can play better defense than Tatum.
you are wilding. First of all, everybody on the Celtics,
Kevin
is
Durant's
two-way.
longer. Kevin Durant's longer. He's a 3-level scorer.
Yes.
If he really wants to play defense, he really can.
Really
when he wants
Tatum
to.
was playing defense. Don't do that. I know Jalen Brown locked up
Jason
Luka.
Tatum.
I know Jalen Brown locked up Luka, but that does not take away Tatum's defensive ability. Tatum is a two-way player. Joe Mazzulla and Ime Udoka have turned Tatum into a two-way player. So that whole defense thing is you're wilding.
Tell me his stats right now. Tell me his defensive stats, please.
First of all, that man almost was throwing up triple doubles off the rebounds. All right, I know you don't be getting blocks like that. Also, once again, there's not stats. Defense, look, efficiency and stuff like that. I'm talking about just full out from what I've seen.
He
Tatum
does not
is a
play
defender.
defense. He does.
But
No,
you're trying to say
he's
Durant's
not
a better defender?
Kevin Durant can really be a better defender than Jason Tatum.
Is he a better defender?
Yes.
No, he's not.
Yes,
That
he
man
is.
don't play
Yes,
no
he is.
defense.
Yes,
no,
he is.
that's why the Phoenix Suns fell apart to Anthony Edwards because no one could lock Anthony
'cause
Edwards up.
Anthony Edwards is
Stop
tough.
playing. Yeah, whatever. Cut it out. Don't do that. Now, here's my thing. There's 12 people on that roster. You're telling me Tatum is on the bottom side of that roster and should get no minutes. Because in a sense, you're telling me out of 12 players on there, he's ranked number 12.
Okay. Please
That's
tell me.
wild.
Well, who's your starting five?
I said I'll give you Curry, I'll give you Ant, I'll give you KD, LeBron, and I'll give you AD. Off that bench, it should have been Tyrese Halliburton, who also didn't play, which was a crime. I'll give you Devin Booker.
Honestly, they had a lot of guards. They already had Curry, Drew Holiday. But please, they had Drew. I'd rather Drew Holiday play before Tyrese Halliburton.
You're wildin'.
No. You are crazy.
Bro,
literally, Drew Holiday is a two-way best. Literally,
yes,
you see what
he's two-way.
2021, the Bucks, right? He won a championship. Literally the same year, he became a gold medalist.
Yes.
2024.
Yes, he did it again.
Yes. Why am I not starting? Why am I not playing him before
This
Tyrese?
is not a shame to Drew Holiday, but Tyrese Halliburton is, in my opinion, going into this season, a top 5 point guard in the league. Where's
Drew Holiday is better than Tyrese Halliburton. I can stand on that, and I do not care.
You guys are wildin'. No, remember my brother had the same argument.
No.
Tyrese Halliburton, if not top 5, is top 10 point guard in this league. Holiday is not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's already a 2-time NBA champion.
Yes.
Now he's a 2-time gold medalist.
Yes.
Come on now. He's top 10.
Okay.
And he's defensive.
Once again,
he's a two-way player.
Respectfully, besides team awards, what does Holiday have?
He has 2 championships.
Besides team awards,
He's an all-star.
Tyrese Halliburton was all-star starter this year. He was
What did he
all
do for the
NBA
Pacers
third.
for real? What did
All
he do
did-
for the Pacers for?
Brought them to the conference finals. Are you serious?
And Drew Holiday brought his team to the finals and won it. What are you talking
Drew
about?
Holiday's the person that brought them to the finals.
Bro,
Are you for real?
All right, listen,
Are you for real?
listen.
Are you
It wasn't.
for real?
No. It wasn't just. No.
Ready, ready?
It wasn't just him. It wasn't just him. It wasn't just him. No. It wasn't just him. I'm not saying that.
Can I say something? Guess who led the Celtics in points, rebounds, and assists and brought them to the finals? Guess who? Jason Tatum, and he didn't play.
Jason Tatum wasn't even doing all that much. Jaylen Brown was carrying in the
No,
finals.
Jaylen Brown.
Was doing
Jaylen Brown
better.
was second in all those stats. Did well.
What
and
are you
defended
talking
Luka.
about?
Yes.
What are you talking?
Tatum should have won
No.
Finals MVP.
No. We shouldn't have.
Tatum led the team. Tatum's the first player in NBA history to lead a team in points, rebounds, and assists and
What
not
are
win
you
Finals
talking
MVP.
about?
You can look this up.
Jaylen Brown.
Look it up right now. Look it up right
Jaylen
now.
Brown literally carried Jason Tatum.
Look it up right now.
No.
Tatum led the team in
Nobody's
points,
talking about
rebounds,
that
and assists.
enough.
I dare you to look it up
Jaylen
right
Brown
now.
Literally is doing.
Look it up
the
right
most.
now.
No.
All right, we let this guy cook for about 4.5 minutes. All right, so let's talk about now. Obviously, the Paris Olympics are done, folks. It's on to LA 2028, and we're going to stick to basketball here. LeBron's probably not going to play.
No.
Curry's probably not going to play.
KD's not playing.
KD's not going to play.
They're all 40.
Embiid said he would probably rather play for Cameroon, I believe the country was, instead of
That's real.
the USA.
He got his medal.
And Tatum said, I don't know if I'm going to play in 28.
He's gonna play.
So who else would you guys want on the team in 2028?
Okay, I put it like this. The obvious,
Definitely.
not. He's going.
What?
Not Kyrie. I'm sorry. No.
He
no.
said definitely not.
No. Kyrie's up. Kyrie's up there. Kyrie's gonna be up there in age 2. First of all, let's start with the obvious returners. The obvious returners, to me, we have Ant.
Definitely.
I say we got Adebayo. I say we got JT. I say we got Tyrese.
He still ain't gonna play next year. Anyways,
I got Tyrese. To me, I start vouching for guys. I think a Jaylen Brown should get on there this time around. I'd argue a John Morant will be there.
I don't think John Morant would be there.
I think Ja will be there.
I don't think he would.
I'll be honest.
I
Zion's
really
gonna
don't
be
know
injured.
why.
Zion's gonna be injured. It's Zion. I don't trust him to be there. I think Paolo Banchero might actually. He could low key do it for us. I don't know if he's gonna pick Italy though, because technically he is Italian. So I don't know if he'd go to Italy, but I think he could suit up for us.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes.
Do you think Lonzo would ever make Team USA?
Lonzo
Ball. Do you think he will ever make Team USA?
Not only no, but hell no.
Ain't no way on God's green earth.
No. Listen. I feel like he really could make it if he stays healthy.
Man, what?
You can't tell me not. No. You can't tell me not. He's a great player when he's actually healthy.
Brody, you're trying to tell
He's a good. No. Listen. Lonzo Ball is a good player. He's defensively and offensively a great player. He just keeps getting injured, just like Paul George.
Sir.
Paul George could make Team USA if he really wanted to.
I'll give you Paul George. Sir, you're trying to tell me Lonzo Ball should make Team USA?
No.
But you're
I'm
the
not
same
saying
man
that.
who's
I'm saying, do you think he could ever make it?
No, but you're trying to explain why Lonzo Ball should make it, while you also said Tyrese Halliburton won't even play.
Tyrese ain't even all that.
What do you mean?
Drew Holiday is better than Tyrese. I
brought
will
his team
stand
to
on
the
that
conference
until
finals.
the end of the. Drew Holiday's team. I'm not even gonna say Drew Holiday just by himself. Drew Holiday's team, quote unquote, Jason Tatum, quote unquote, brought him to the finals.
What do you? Yo, he literally. I'm telling you.
Didn't.
Look it up
Jason
right
Tatum
now.
Did not do that much.
Look it up right now. Look it up right now. Turn your phone over.
No.
and look
You
it up
look
right
it up
now.
real quick because you want to say
You
that.
know what? Bet.
Because tell me not, Jaylen Brown was literally carrying Jason Tatum in the finals.
No,
the whole playoffs.
did well.
Yes, he was.
He did well.
He did well.
But he did not
He did
carry
well.
him like you think
He did well. Sir, he did well. That is crazy. Jaylen Brown literally won Eastern Conference Finals, and he won Finals MVP.
Yes, because he was doing well on both sides of the ball defensively because he blocked up Luka Doncic.
And offensively.
Yes, but I'm saying Tatum led his team in points, rebounds, and assists. Tatum guarded the second best guy, but Tatum didn't have to.
Second best. Jaylen Brown can literally guard the first best and still get buckets.
Tatum could have did the same thing.
No, he
Tatum
can't.
could've
No,
done
he
the same
can't.
thing.
He was not. He
Yes.
wasn't shooting that good.
Yes.
And that whole. All right, look at his percentages right now.
Bro, I got it for you. I got it for you right now. Let's go. Yep. Let's go. Look, pull this up right here from Sports Illustrated.
Okay.
Here you go. Here we go. I gotta find the part. Here we go. Yep. And I quote, on Monday night, Jason Tatum became only the 6th player in NBA history to leave his team in playoff points, rebounds, and assists while winning the title. The only other players to do this were Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Larry Bird. Are you kidding me? And you're going to sit here and look at me and be like, oh, why he deserved to play. What?
He didn't deserve it. And I will
What? Are
stand
you
on that.
serious right now?
Yes, I stand on that. You have better options than Tatum.
I'm sorry, look,
you
as
have
much
better
as I-
options than Tatum.
Dog.
If you have LeBron and Kevin Durant already for your small forward,
They had him playing 30 minutes. They didn't have to play 30 minutes.
Okay, but still, you really don't need Tatum. If you already have Kevin Durant and literally LeBron coming off the bench for you, why do you need Tatum?
First of all, it was KD coming off the bench.
Yeah,
but first
KD's
of all,
coming off the
you should have
bench.
started.
Why do you need Tatum?
You could have had
Why
Tatum
do you need
starting.
Tatum?
Why do you, bro? First of all, bro, you're actually whining. You get me so tired.
Oh, I never answered you. I never answered you on my starting five, right? My starting five?
Yes, go. Give me.
Steph Curry, of
Yep.
course. AE.
Yep. And
Kevin Durant.
yep. LeBron.
Yes.
Yes.
AD.
Okay. Now who's coming off your bench then?
Off the bench, Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Joel. I said Joel.
Nice. Good job. Yep. Embiid.
Bam. Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday.
Tyrese. Tatum's still not playing.
Wyland out. Bro, you have two guards. You don't have a forward.
All I could say is Jason Tatum went like 0 for 16 on jumpers during the Olympics.
Thank you.
He was cold. He only got
What?
2 minutes to play.
I don't understand why he didn't start over Bam. I would think Jason Tatum's a better player than Bam Adebayo. Just my 2 cents.
Man,
No, Bam-
all
no,
NBA
no,
first
no, no,
team,
no,
and
no,
you have
no,
him
no.
riding the bench.
Bro, okay, and you have Kevin Durant and literally LeBron.
You're going off nostalgia, my boy. I'm sorry. You're going off pure nostalgia.
Okay. Oh, you're telling me.
Yes, LeBron
You,
balled out, so they can't-
Listen. You're telling me you're not gonna play LeBron and KD over Jason Tatum.
No, I said they're starting, but Tatum should have came off the bench.
No,
he should have been the first guy off the bench.
No,
NBA
he
first
shouldn't
team.
have. No, he should not have played.
So wait,
we already
wait,
had
wait.
every person that we need.
Time out. You're gonna tell me that Tatum's better than Devin Booker?
Huh?
You're gonna tell me Tatum's not better than Devin Booker? No. You're wild. Tatum should have played.
No.
All right, I'm getting hungry, folks. Let's wrap it up when we come back. We'll talk a little Connecticut Sun. You're listening to Monday Night Sports Talk on Her Radio.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, welcome back to this Talk New England. I'm Tiffany Williams. On the other side of the conversation, we're going to talk about the Connecticut Sun. First of all, Connecticut Sun in the Olympics.
Yeah, Alyssa Thomas. I mean,
Alyssa
that was my 60-second blitz. I gave her a thank you because I can now say I've interviewed a gold medalist. I like that title.
Alyssa Thomas, congratulations to her. Now she'll be coming back to. Right away. I think they play Minnesota this week.
They literally their first game versus the Dallas Wings on Friday.
Dallas Wings on Friday. Yeah.
I'll be honest. That's the one thing about the whole Olympic break thing I'm kind of like a little iffy on is if you're Connecticut or you're some of these other teams like a Vegas or a Mercury or New York, all your best players literally spent a month still playing basketball. as they call Liz Thomas, they call her the engine. Having your engine running around on some extra miles elsewhere,
Yeah.
a little scary. A little scary.
The coach, I believe, the coach of Women's USA B.
It was the Minnesota Lynx coach.
Minnesota Lynx coach. She was asked a question about Minnesota, she said, "I'm not thinking about Minnesota right now." She said, "I've gotten emails from them to tell me what's going on, but they haven't gotten a reply from
Yeah,
me. I'm
and
not
you gotta
worried
think,
about that."
they're
And when I
about
was there, I wasn't worried about the Olympics.
Hey,
So
that for Minnesota, that's a little rough because while every other coach had about a month to keep at the drawing board and keep thinking of stuff, you were away having whole other worries. And if you're the Lynx, you're like the third best team in the league. You have playoff potential coming up in a month,
yeah,
and your coach now has not had to actively think about you for about a month.
about a month. Yeah,
Once again, the New York Liberty, number 1 seed. Your 3 best players.
yeah. But who else would you take? I mean, if she wasn't doing the Olympics, who else would you put in the Olympics to coach? Stephanie White.
I honestly, as much as I respect Stephanie White, and I'm a Connecticut Sun person, I feel like I'm going Becky Hammond first.
Becky Hammond. Wow.
I'll be honest. I think I'd go Becky Hammond first. Then I'd probably go Coach White,
Yeah.
and then if not, I'd go Teresa Weatherspoon.
Teresa Witherspoon. Okay.
I'd go Teaspoon.
I think I would have pulled. This is just me,
Yep.
and I'm probably biased on this. See, I'm biased on everything today.
Who you pulling?
I wouldn't pull a head coach. I'd pull an assistant coach with a good record. I would pull Coach January.
I respect it. I think it's that job has head coach written all over it.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Like as much as there's some good assistant coaches out there, don't get it twisted. And like you said, Coach January is a
But
great coach.
We're best to show off your capabilities of being a head coach than coaching an Olympic team.
I mean, real. Other countries, maybe,
Yeah.
but the U.S., that's not gonna fly without people having records.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, let's be real. As much as I love this country, that's at times,
Yeah.
and there's times I don't love this country. I'll be real. When it comes to like Olympic basketball, that's like I joke. I've joked with other people. I've joked on air on other platforms. I feel my most patriotic when watching Olympic basketball. I'm gonna be real. I feel the most like USA, get the eagle, rah! Like I'm feeling most patriotic when watching Olympic basketball, as I feel like do a lot of basketball fans.
If you were to compare LeBron James to a WNBA player, who would that be?
That's a rough one. Accolades wise, like currently, I feel like if we're going that, you kind of gotta give him like a Taurasi, because that's kind of what it felt like on that team, like the vet that's been there forever. I mean, she went and won her 6th Olympic gold medal. That's nuts. We're talking 20 straight years of ball.
Yeah.
Like accolades wise, so yeah, go there. If I'm going on like dominant, that's what I do. I might go different angles of like more like a Asia Wilson or somebody on that kind of like full blown, going crazy in the stat sheet.
Connecticut Sun coming up. 2 games on the road. They come back on the 20th, and they're playing in
come back on
Boston.
the 23rd.
But they're playing in Boston.
That's the 26th, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
26th. I thought I saw the 20th earlier today.
No, you're right, it's
It's
20th.
the 20th. Yeah.
They're
playing the 20th at Boston Garden.
You're right. No, then
I'm sorry.
23rd.
I always say Boston Garden, but it's actually the TD Garden now. When I grew up, it was the Boston Garden. We went to the old garden for things.
Yeah.
But they're playing August 20th, Boston Garden. A couple of days before I leave for DC. And I'm excited about that game, that matchup there. If you have not gotten your tickets to the Connecticut Sun game at TD Garden, get your tickets now. Please get your tickets now, because that is going to be one of the most exciting games in the WNBA this season. So,
Yeah.
DJ,
Yes.
your take on the final stretch of the season for Connecticut Sun?
This final stretch is going to do something very vital for them. And I think this is one of those things where every reporter asks them when I go there, and every person talks about it. This final stretch is going to be where Connecticut can finally prove if they can get over the hump that is in New York or Las Vegas. I know right now Vegas is like 4th or whatever in the standings, so they're not like all the way up there. I get it. Well, they're 5th. Excuse me. I'm like looking right now. They're 5th. But those are the 2 teams in my 2 years of witnessing this team firsthand, and from what you've seen, and like I know like they went to finals before I started covering this team. Those are the 2 teams that always give them the most trouble. in this last stretch, come playoff time, this is pretty much. I mean, we've watched them make moves. They've signed veterans. Like, they're in win now mode. I mean, even in the draft, we watched them draft a person out of France who wasn't coming this year on purpose, so they wouldn't have to worry about training rookies or have no rookies on your roster. They are trying to have vets, and they're trying to win now. This is their way to prove if they really want to win now.
I agree with that. Yeah. All right, folks. Connecticut Sun down the stretch. Final games to come. We will have a lot more on Connecticut Sun on EastCoastSportsHub.com and NewsTalkNewEngland.com over the next couple of days. Especially check it out. You can click on the direct link to get tickets to the team at TD Garden and know all the events that are going to be going on in and around Boston for leading up to and on game day in Boston for the Connecticut Sun. Kudos to Alexandra and Caroline who keep us informed out there with Connecticut Sun every day. I'm going to switch gears for a minute. I'm going to end, but I'm going to ask this positive question of the night. The Boston Celtics are up for sale. So I got to ask this question. What if a LeBron James sweeps through and buys the Boston Celtics or becomes a partner in the Boston Celtics?
I don't think LeBron in particular, but someone who I would like to see, because I know at one point he was in talks trying to buy Minnesota, Kevin Garnett. But like the idea of a former NBA player going to put his hat in the ring, I like that.
Lately, we've seen in the past few years, we've seen a lot of NBA players form, especially LeBron James.
Yes.
I think he's actually part.
Red Sox.
The reason why I brought it up because he's already in the ownership group for the Boston Red Sox.
Yes.
The Fenway Sports Group.
Yes. Now, I'll be honest. I am a big person that loves upward mobility. I like the idea of some of these players because a lot of them come from these backgrounds, where they. I mean, like you've seen LeBron's story. As much as we were arguing about LeBron, and I've said other things. I have much respect for that man for the way he came up, and now he is providing for his family in the upward mobility. So the idea of any former NBA player, no matter who or any athlete at that, going from then being the one on the courts and being able to be the one now calling some shots, I'm all for that. So if anything, hearing like former players or a current player, I mean, because like Tom Brady even did it. Like so athletes get the chance to control this. I am here for it.
One guy that I wanted to happen, but rest in peace to him,
Kobe.
One and only Kobe Bryant.
That'd have been a good one.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Great one, especially how Kobe is.
Kobe.
His black mama.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could see that.
I don't know if he'd bought the Celtics though. I'll be real.
Oh, honestly, I feel
He
like
would have bought the Lakers.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it.
He would've been like, yeah.
I feel like he would have bought them and then just like started talking about six again, like the 6 rings or something. No.
The 5.
Yeah, the 5 rings.
That'd have been funny. Though, it's not actually out of the realm of possibility because Dwayne Wade partly owns the Utah Jazz. So like, it's really in the realm of possibility, and I mean, I'm here for it.
Magic Johnson's part owner of the Commanders, right?
Yeah, Commanders. He's got the Commanders. LeBron's got the Red. Like I told you, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'd like to see more athletes step up and become part of ownership groups.
I feel like Steph is going to do it. I feel like Steph would do that.
I think Steph wants to be a coach.
I wouldn't be shocked if Steph does it, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I mean, because he could do it in a different league and then buy.
No, Kyrie should do that.
I don't know. Can
you imagine if Kyrie came back to Boston and became part of the
dear God
ownership group of the Boston Celtics? Celtics fans would.
Celtics fans, including myself, would lose their marbles. I'm sorry.
Back 2025.
Dear God, please no. Just please no. Not him. Anybody else, I'm here for. Not him. I wouldn't want him or no Yankees players. I don't really mess with the Yankees. I'm sorry. Like a Derek Jeter, I don't need to see you touching my. No.
All right, folks.
I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. I don't mess with the Yankees.
When you start talking about Derek Jeter, I gotta end.
That's our cue. Go to break.
All right, folks. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna put somebody in the hot seat tonight, and give them a 30-second blitz.
All right, we're tapping in with knowledge for 30 seconds of a blitz. What I'm going to come on here and say is Jason Tatum should not have played for the Olympics. He should not have played at all. They already have LeBron and Kevin Durant. I know me and DJ were just talking about this, but yes, he should not have played. And I get 30 seconds to talk without him saying anything. Jason Tatum should not have played. They already had a great starting lineup. And the fact that Kevin Durant is coming off the bench for LeBron, like, imagine that. You're already in the game guarding LeBron. If you sub Tatum in, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, they're finally doing it. But if you're guarding Kevin Durant, you're going to have a crazy day. You're going to be gone after guarding LeBron too.
There's a certain spirit about America. We see every day as a journey. We take on the day with every ounce of energy. At Fuel America, that's the spirit that drives us. It's what made us who we are. A new kind of coffee house with a soul as old as this country. We've created a place for people to gather, to share their stories, their journeys. We are a destination, and we are a starting point. We are about working hard, and we're about playing hard. Because Fuel America is not just our name, it's our mission.
The moments that may seem small matter more than ever. Holding a door, lending a hand, or sharing a kind word. These small acts add up and brighten the world around us. And if we all do our part and shine a little light, nobody is left in the dark. So do what you're made to do. It makes all the difference. Country Bank, made to make a difference.
Recipe favorites from our registered dietitians, like gluten-free pasta salad with herb vinaigrette and chickpea veggie burgers, will complete every barbecue. Find these recipes and more at stopandshop.com.
All right, welcome back to Monday Night Sports Talk. I'm Tiffany Williams. On this side of the bell, we're going to close it up. Remember, folks, thank you for tuning in to Monday Night Sports Talk. Stephen DJ Harden, Knowledge Bethea, and thank you to Coach Petway, and thank you to Jay Paradise for coming on tonight. Stay tuned. We have more Monday Night Sports Talk, but more sports talk on newstalknewengland.com and Monday Night and EastCoastSportsHub.com and ChiTownSportsHub.com. So check out those links and get more sports talk over there. Remember, folks, you don't have to be perfect. Just be you.